Are you finally moving out?
Yeah, I move out on the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Who you in with?
What my friend Adam, who does like he does like a big Weiss collector guy. He
Mhm.
is he is renting me a room
Okay.
at his in
Is
his
it the
like
guy who sold me Quince? Is that a different
yeah
guy?
yeah it's the
Oh,
guy.
it is him. Okay. Yeah, he's a homie.
Yeah. So he is. Why is it not showing me this fucking? So he is renting me out a room in his place. Because he's moving
Nice,
to
nice.
Dallas. So.
Oh, okay.
Make sure it is.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, let me... Justice. Oh, why are you? Oh, I'm stupid. There we go. I had the. I guess that's gonna break for a hot minute because I need to send these videos. I just send these posts out. Okay. So there. Now we go into card games. I'm not
I
used to
haven't put
doing this.
anything on the
in
walls
stream.
yet, so it's all echoey in here, except
It,
for the Reagan. That's the most important one.
it'd be like that. I remember when I started cleaning this out, and everybody and like my friends were even like, "Damn, I can tell you've started unpacking because everything is just echoes in your room." I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Yep, yep.
Where's this?
I'll have to get some foam from Zach. He said he had some extra. Put that up.
Bro, how are you gonna record your videos without it?
Usually the wall art's like enough to at least it not make it echo that hard, but
So I should do it like this, I guess. One, you're too small.
oh, the desk, man. Like everything I ever wanted.
Yeah, the big ass fucking desk.
Yeah, everything else about the house, whatever. Don't care.
And then one more. Just post it in. I'm not posting it everywhere else. I'm just gonna I have to post it in Strictly. Fuck.
I should resub.
True, you should.
Use Prime sub.
Did I post it? Am I stupid? Strictly chat. I guess I did not post it. I'll have a second. Nope. Okay. Do we post it again?
Oh, on Facebook.
Yeah, I thought I posted it, and I
I
guess
was
I
gonna
just
say
like
I
clicked off
didn't
of
get
it.
pinged. So. No one wanted in on Yuru Camp, man. That's crazy to me.
People just don't ask anymore. Also, like Kevin doesn't put up the poll thingy anymore.
Oh, yeah,
So like,
that'll do it. He's too busy doing whatever the fuck it is he's
well,
doing.
it's also like, unironically, it is just a little bit faster. It's also like, unironically, it is just a little bit faster.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Like, unironically, it is just a little bit faster.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Like, unironically, it is just a little bit faster.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Oh god, it's good. It's right. It's gonna keep echo chambering. It's right. It's gonna keep echo chambering. It's right. gonna keep echo chambering. Right. Why does it keep echo chambering? Doing. Why is it not showing you anymore? What did I do? Oh my god, this is fucking dysfunctional. What did I do? Ah.
Does it just keep like moving me around the screen or something?
No, I think I'm just stupid. To be honest. That's probably not helping anything, so. Do that. It's because I can't, like, I'm not used to not being able to, like, use Discord or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to adjust everything around that. That should be sufficient, I imagine. Alrighty. And then this is not sufficient, I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Looks fine.
I'm sorry for everybody else that has to watch this. How do I? Oh, let me do that real quick. Can everybody hear Carmen? Tin, are you
Hello,
here?
hello.
I need you to tell me how Carmen is if I need to raise the
Yeah.
volume.
Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. Still got plenty of stuff in boxes, but we're making progress. Got the essentials set up.
That's all that really
Was
matters.
finally moved in enough to go grocery shopping. And I was rudely reminded how expensive everything is when you got to buy everything from scratch.
True.
Like all the little things. Like I don't know. It just all adds up.
It does. It does. It sounds fine. Okay, cool. Works for me.
Fuck furniture, man. That's the big thing. Holy shit. I walked into Bob's Discount Furniture. I was in there for 15 minutes. I bought a dining set, like a table, 6 chairs, and a couch. $2,000, just like that. Gone. Just gone. And that's cheap. That's cheap. That's the thing. Everybody was like, oh, you got a good deal. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And it's still.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like.
How do I? Where's my chat? How do I pop out chat?
Jason, what you might want to do is bring the review thing all the way forward and put us in the
is it
background.
behind?
I know you're playing with
Yeah, I play
the
with everything.
webcams.
This all sucks.
Currently.
I hate everything. I actively hate doing this with all my heart, but it's all Kevin's fault.
Yeah, because we're like clipping over the.
Let's see. All right, there we go. Sure, that works. I just need the fucking chat so I can actually like look at it.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. You're gonna get there until I figure this out. I hate Twitch so much. Where's the pop out chat button? Am I stupid?
What is
Don't
it?
answer
It's like
that.
the gear pop out chat.
Huh?
It should just be
Oh,
at the bottom
I
of
found
the
it.
gear menu. Pop out chat.
Fantastic.
Unless that's a Franker Face Z thing.
Hello, Mr. Matt. True, we are the champions. I forgot.
Oh, is that Trigger League?
Yeah, Trigger League.
Bro, I was so happy to be done.
Not counting how I fucking got my shit kicked in. Why does it keep breaking you every time I do that? I got my shit kicked in, but like in the last game, which was pretty unfortunate. But you know, it is what it is. I played Yuru Camp. I died to Itsuki by taking a. Say he went single Itsuki. I took a 5. Oof. Just like raw, like single Itsuki into. I cancel. Trying to like adjust you so you look like fine. But single Itsuki into take the 3, Mocha 2 clean, cancel on 3, goes over my swing for 3, cancel with the last card of my deck on 1, 2 left in deck, swings for 4, triggers 5. I'm at 3-1, and then I just died. I'm just like, oh, this is a good game.
Yeah, if we were in the playoffs, I told my team, I was like, guys, if we're in the playoffs, I literally cannot play. Because of moving. And
true.
Thankfully that problem solved itself. I don't think they would have been happy. I think it was like me and Steve. I don't know. Our team was pretty even by the end. I think I ended like what 5-2 on the rounds. I don't know. Right. I lost with Kenshin. Fuck Kenshin.
True. All right, we should be good to start. It is 8:38. How does Kevin do this? All right. Hey guys, Jason from Strictly Broken here today, not with Kevin, but with our other guest, fellow SBTCG member Carmen Condalucci, otherwise known as Bean Wolf.
What's up?
Mr. PGH Weiss Schwarz himself.
That is me.
Today, Kevin is sick, so he is not here. So I asked Carmen to fill in, so I had somebody with me, so I didn't have to do this alone. And Kevin being lazy and never doing the guest stuff means we just do everything ourselves as usual. So today, we will be doing Yuru Camp Delta Season 3. Not that we have a Season 1 or a 2. And with that, I wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We have Strictly Broken TCG, the best place to buy English Weiss Schwarz singles. We have Nova TCG, the best place to buy Japanese singles, which should be carrying Yuru Camp. They should be up within the next hour or so. If you're interested, feel free to go buy cards there. And then shout out to Weiss Tea Time, the best place to find spoilers and tournament results and everything. We love Avis. She does a lot for us and obviously made these slides as usual. There is a delta in the name. It's the little triangle.
Yep.
It is supposed to be a tent, but it's delta. So, yes. So with that, we will start our review. I give a couple TD cards to talk over because I think there are a few worth talking about. Because Carmen is here, we will just do the alternating reading because that is his favorite thing.
Yep.
So we will start with our TD cards, and I will read the first card. So first we have our 0-0 Rin. This is a pay 1. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may search your deck for a climax, show it to your opponent, choose up to 1 climax in your hand, show it to your opponent, swap them, and then shuffle your deck. And it is a Scaredy Cat runner. So if there's a character across from this being your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to an empty slot in the front row. Kind of like the Rio runner from Bochi, but it's also a search CX swap, which is pretty strong.
Yep, CX swap with extra text.
Yeah, I think search CX swaps are so strong, especially this set has some pretty good bar combos, and this is a TD card, and the TD was also 8 bar, which I thought was actually like pretty strong, all things considered.
Yeah, I remember that like popping up. People actually just playing TD Yuru Camp because it's been out for a bit.
Yeah, this is like one of those cards where I think if you just play 1 or 2 of this, it's like pretty fine. Like I think it's pretty strong. It's like really easy to slot in. Obviously, just being a CX swap that plus is kind of like the Oshi clean cut.
Yeah, I love these cards just because like
they double function, man.
Yeah, it's like you don't if you're ever in a deck where you're like, oh, it would be really nice to run like a 5th or 6th like starter, like a 5th or 6th go first card, ones. And you just get it for free.
I drafted a list with
convenient like in deck building
beforehand, and then honestly, like Yuru Camp kind of doesn't have too many great plusing zero, so this is also a big boon in that regard. I would probably give this card a 4. I really do value these.
Yeah, I like these slot efficient
utility
cards a lot. I'm down for a 4.
4 onto our next card.
All right, 1-0 Nadeshko. If you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, it gets 1,000 power. So it'll be a 55, and then climax combo on attack with the bar. If you have another Yuru Camp character, mill 2, choose 1 level extra lower Yuru Camp character in your waiting room, and add it to hand. X is equal to the level of cards milled by this effect. So on attack, Cigarette's pretty simple, swings in at 65, but it is off bar, which is very nice.
Yeah, this also has a card in the booster, which is why I chose to include it. That helps make this a little bit better. The both TD combos actually got support in the booster, which is always kind of nice to see. It makes the investment into them pretty good.
Mhm.
So I mean, I think off like just those 2 cards and the CX swap alone, the TD is very worth picking up if you don't have it. And you want Yuru Camp, even just like a TD playset because they're so cost efficient. Yep. Cigarettes though, nothing too special. I think it's like a solid like 2-star combo. They're fine, right? It's a
It's like the bare minimum of
65,
what
yeah,
you expect for an on-attack
65
combo.
cigarettes, no extra effect. It's like fine. So
Yeah, not too crazy, but fine role player.
yes, sir. Next we have our 3/2 Rin. When this is played on stage from hand, look at the top X cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, add it to hand, send this to waiting room. X equals the number of your other Yuru Camp character, or number of your Yuru Camp characters, so include yourself. And it is Climax combo, discard 2 when it attacks if you have the bar in your Climax area and pay the cost. If you do, deal 3 damage to your opponent. So hand efficient, ditch 2, burn 3. Because it does cantrip, does not heal though. But there's a pretty cool defensive event that makes this card a little more appealing as well. And there's a 2/1 that goes along with this card.
Cantrip on play on a bar.
Yeah, it's
Usually don't like that, but it does just make the cost of the finish
ditch 1
cheaper.
effectively.
Yeah. So very simple, but like if the rest of the deck is good enough, I could see this
Yeah,
like
it's like
being
it's
fine.
like super
just 'cause
safe.
it's so
Right?
easy. It's so easy. You just do it.
Yeah, this feels like that
Effectively a ditch
Marine
1.
or like the Rio from Bochi, where it's like even if there's
Yeah.
other finishers, if people end up playing this, you're not even surprised because like it's
just
just
so simple.
easy.
It's so easy. Yeah. You just
Yeah.
play this.
Solid 3, I think.
Yeah, not a very
Not-
remarkable card, but again,
For-
like you said, I would not be surprised.
Yeah, there's all again
think
like there's also a way to make this better as well. There's a card that does support this as a finisher to make it a little bit stronger too, which is kind of nice.
Rentaro's draft list play
Yes,
this?
he
Yeah,
played
it
8
does.
bar with this because
Okay.
easy.
Makes
Thank you,
sense.
Mr. Usui Choi, for subscribing with Prime.
Woo!
Appreciate you, Kun. I love you. But yeah, I think this card is good. For a TD card especially, I think it's like really nice.
Yeah. I can't believe that's a TD. Sigs into burn 3. That's like on
Right.
8 bar. It's like pretty crazy.
This is nice and simple. Go ahead, Carmen.
Oh, okay. TD 00 Oi. On play, on death, drop search.
Yes, always
I
nice.
like a record TD too.
Was it
Played
actually?
that card too. Yeah.
Oh, you're
yeah.
right. It was the what's her face, right? Yeah.
Oh, I was
Thank you.
looking at Lego Reco stuff all morning.
Yeah, you're digging through.
But,
Yeah, good card.
But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a good card.
I don't know if you'll have room to play this in like the tent decks, but I think Yuru Camp has like.
Oh yeah, that's right. They have a bunch of filters that like
So,
send cards
That's
under
the
the
thing.
tents for free.
Yuru Camp has developed the identity where they have like a good chunk of the cards that support the tent gimmick, but then they also have a lot of cards that don't do the tent thing. So you're not like railroaded one way or the other, and you don't feel bad. So I think if you don't want to play the tent stuff, which is fine, I think the tent has like a real building cost and whatnot. There's a benefit to a card like this for sure. Like you can definitely fit it in. Double time drop searches are like just good, especially with this set having 8 standby as a real deck. I think pretty good in standby.
I like that she has con-side dialect trait.
Yes,
that's
that
really
is
funny.
It's very funny. All their trades are pretty good. I like Anna's is just my pace. Yeah, I think it's like a solid
funny.
2. Good role player card. I really do like double time drop search though. They feel really really good. You get a lot of agency out of them because you can just play in turn 1. Now we have our 1/0 Nadeshiko. She is on play, ditch 1, real top card of your deck, salvage level X or lower, X is the level of the card revealed, and she's a level 1 bomb. So she's a Rico level 1 bomb. This card got kind of beat out by the Enna level 0 from the booster that we'll talk about in green. That card does check for tent stuff though. This card is a bomb, so maybe there's a world where you want to play this instead in like maybe 8 standby or something. Because they standby is primarily a red deck. It's hard to say. It was okay. I thought that
fine. I mean, it's like
it's the card
the
with the face of the
vein
TD.
like,
so I was like,
what is it? Like Cocoa Bomb type cards.
Yeah. It's one of
Filter
those.
plus bomb. Yeah.
Cocoa
Makes
Bomb's
opening up makes opening up the lanes not feel as bad when you get utility on top.
Kind of nice with Nadeshiko level 1 combo too, which is like a red level 1 combo. It just gives you red kind of lacks a lot of good level 1 like auxiliary cards. This is like one of those pieces you could potentially play.
Yeah, your auxiliary level 1 filters you, clears the lane.
We give
bad.
level 0 Ricos 4. We'll give a level 1 Rico like a 2 because it's still color locked. So if you don't want to play red, you're kind of diffed out of this card anyway. Okay, and that is our TD. So
No
next we will...
yellow.
No, there's no yellow in this set.
So
It's
green,
green, blue,
blue.
red. Green, red, blue. Yes. So starting with green. Carmen, you're first.
All right. Level 0, Enna and Hanpen and Chikua. When this is placed on stage from your hand, you get discard one, reveal the top card of your deck, level extra lower character from your waiting room, add it to hand. If X is 1 or higher, you may choose one of your characters with Tent in its name. You may place the top card of your deck underneath that character face up as a marker. X equals the level of the revealed card.
Yep. So it's just a Rico, RNG,
It
fills
is
10.
It is nice by the design of this card that it will never marker a climax because it has to hit a 1 or higher card to send it underneath.
10 can only have girls in it, dude. It can't have a climax.
Well, okay, that's funny. What does
Unless you're
suck
playing
about
pre-game.
this, I immediately think of the downside of you hit that like hype case where like you hit like a level 3.
Yeah,
And
you have to
like,
marker
what if
it.
it's a tech level 3 or something like that? You have to marker it. Well, you may place the top card. I guess you
Yes.
don't have to. You have to. But obviously, you want to get your tent set up as quickly as possible. And that's a big part of this.
I think there's, as long as you're not playing the one specific tent, you don't care as much. So I think this card is like a Rico first, and then it can marker the tent.
Okay. Yeah, if that's not a big deal,
yeah.
then yeah, who
I
cares?
think one
It's
of your
Rico
tents is like the hyper, I want to fill the tent as fast as possible. The other one is like the, I need like, you only need 2 markers in it for it to be like the card you want it to be. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the blue one I know you need to hit too. I read through that article.
Yeah, that card's really good.
Yeah, I think this is a banger. I mean,
it's fine though. Yeah, I think 10 is like a push mechanic. Rico is my favorite card. One of my favorite profile. I think I've come to realize Rico is probably my second favorite profile in Weiss.
It's just.
I think Helmet is probably my favorite. But
yeah, I guess Helmet.
I love helmets.
In the modern game where you plus so hard, helmets being a neg one doesn't really matter. But Rico's right there, especially when they keep power creeping it. Like,
yes, sir.
This is in the same vein as like the Grisaya one and shit like that. Like,
I think the Grisaya one's a lot more broken than this one because one stock goes a lot further than a 10.
The Grisaya one's fucked up, man. But every time that card hits, my opponent's like, "Are you sure that's what that card does?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am sure."
It is quite insane. Next card, we have our 1/0 Chiaki. She is continuous. During your turn, if you have another Yuru Camp character, she is plus 3k power, so she'll be 7k, 8k with the bar. And climax combo, when this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have the bar climax in your climax area, put up to one card from the top of your deck into stock, then reveal the top card of your deck. Choose a level X or lower Yuru Camp character from your waiting room, add it to hand, X equal to the level of the revealed card. So it's like Giga Union, right? Because it always stocks one, and then it rondo top checks instead of being just like a top check ad.
Reveal ad, yeah.
Which is kind of insane.
So it always hits, provided you get the reverse. You do get the 8k power line.
Yeah, you are big, and then the blue tent is a global 5 with 1 marker, and if you get to 3 markers, it's also an assist 1k. So this card with just blue tent can potentially be up to like a 9/5.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
The downside of needing reverse really sucks, but
yes,
this is quite the payoff for that.
1 stock, 1 hand for reverse is pretty huge. This card kills a lot of cards.
It has so much else going for it, like being on bar, having a big stat line,
having a Spriggan Kirito back row.
I was about to say, having very good synergy with the blue tent. I am aware of that. I'm not super up on all my Yuru Camp spoilers, but I did see that one.
Yeah, this is a very power crept union. I agree, Ragnarok.
I think this is probably the level of what a non-reverse level 1 combo has to be playable.
You either have to plus a bajillion or like something like this.
Yeah, I think this is honestly just over the line, and it's being this strong. It's like probably just good enough.
Yeah, I played like 2 games with Yuru Camp today, just like proxying it out because I'm probably choosing to play this at WGP. This card definitely feels really good. It feels pretty insane to just like double combo and then just have, get 5 stock, 2 picks. I did notice sometimes it still felt like my hand was running a little bit thin. I think that's just like because of the tent. I need to like play more. I think I need to play more games and potentially play a slower level 0. I think because I keep tri-fielding at 0, I'm like extending myself a lot because this generates so many resources. You don't really have to be tri-fielding at 0. It's kind of like Freerin in that situation, right? Freerin doesn't want to tri-field at 0 a lot of time because it's not playing like pluses, it's not keeping hand like that, so you want to keep the hand where you can, and it just means not attacking a little bit less because you'll make it up later. So I gotta play with it a bit more. But I do think this card has felt very strong though. It's very easy to get reverses. I think not a lot of people are playing runners. Not a lot of people are playing JCs. And a lot of decks are capping defensively at like 65-6. Maybe 7-5 your standby.
You're hitting 9 with the back row, but you need 3 markers.
9-5. You're 9-5 if you have 3 markers.
You're at 8-5, right?
8. You're 8. So your first time you combo, you're probably at 8.
Well, if you have the tent down, you're 8-5, right? That card's a global 5.
You need to have 1 marker for 8-5. It's hexproof. Okay. Green tent is always a global 5. Blue tent is always hexproof first.
Okay.
Which I think is the worst hex, but it's because the card is better. It's like really strong.
Better as you scale up. I mean, even with only 1 marker, provided you like plop it down.
Yeah, I mean that's like a drop salvage or something. It's like pretty reasonable to 1 marker.
You even get over a tie shiny. So like if you're tying shiny against their 1-0 right? Mahos, like, what do you even care? Yeah. If you're tying at that point, you get so much more out of it.
You're comboing, they're throwing away a hand to tie. Like it's fine. Yeah, I think this card's really good. I think this card is like really, really strong. I'd probably give this like a 4. I don't think I'd give it a 5 because it's not like Giga broken. If this card wasn't like on reverse for some, or if this card was like Pseudo Fever, I'd be like, this card's like a 5. This card's like fucking broken. But being actually needing to reverse is like still a real reversing is always a real cost in Weiss Schwarz. Will always be a real cost, I think. So, yeah. Next cardo.
All right, 3-2 Aoi. If you have 4 or more Yuru Camp characters, -1 level 1 hand, so 4 more early play. If you have 3 or more other characters, gets the following 2 abilities during your turn, gets plus 2,000 power. When this is front attacked, you may pay 1. If you do, return this to your hand. And then when it's placed on the stage from your hand, you may discard a card to put the top card of your clock into your stock.
This card just has so much text. Like, this card has so much text. 4 or more EP, banger condition, 10-5 offensive fine. It JCs itself back to hand when it gets fronted. So that 1 stock from the hand to stock just converts back into this card.
Yeah, so it's like it's a 1 stock early play.
If you want it to be a 2, it effectively can be a 2 stock early play, but but now you have this card again. So if you stay at 2 again, if you stay at 2, you can like play it down again.
This is like really good for like dragging on a game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like sitting on a really good first deck, like refresh,
you're like,
I'm not leveling. You're supposed to. And
it's even sick.
I will get another level 2 turn. I will heal again.
Yeah,
provided that you're plussing enough. But like with a bunch of bars, you want to like throw stuff anyway. If you're playing like multiple bars or pants or what, like stuff like that. Okay, yeah. I'm down.
Yeah, I
know that like a long time ago we were talking about like ditch heal to stock. And how
I still hate them, but like I hate them, and I've noticed a sentiment of Japan also doesn't love them.
Yeah. They play them anymore.
They play them when they have to, and like, or when they're just so good. Like in this case, like there is like a heal to hand EP I think you can play, but this card has so much text, and the pay 1 fronted when you front the pay 1 front negates the ditch hand to stock, and it's really nice because you can like play this down at 2, get the stock, right? And then you get the heal. You're basically just getting the heal because you want the heal, and then you can bounce this to hand. So instead of being like an EP that's plussing on board, it comes back to your hand. So now you can ditch it for the cost for your Rin combo. If you play like if you play either of the 2 Rins, you can like ditch it for your call or any of your combos realistically, because it works for all of them. Because I think every
you can just always get the hand back.
Yeah. So you get to play it and then leverage it that way, which is really nice.
I'm more down with it than normal. Yeah. Playing like straight up Water Goddesses in current year sucks. They gotta
this card just has
to be modular or do something else.
Yeah, the bounce. I think the bounce is what really sells this card.
Yeah, so. I like the bounce here.
All right, next cardo. We have our 0-0. She is on play From hand, you can discard a CX. If you do, salvage a Yuru Camp character, and she is a 0/0 clock bomb. There is another Ditch CX salvage in blue that plays with the tense, so this card has its has its value, right, in the non-tense stuff. But if you don't want to play tense, I think this card is pretty good.
Yep, bomb filter.
Bomb filter, yeah, it's fine. Probably like a 2. Nothing to write home about, but it's nice.
0/0 Chiaki. Placed on stage from hand, this gets +X power. X equals the number of your Yuru Camp characters times 1,000, including itself. And then on play, you can pay 1, ditch 1 to bounce one of your opponent's characters.
This card gets
Level 0 bouncer.
Level 0 bouncer that attacks at 65 if you have a full board.
Yeah, not bad at all.
This card
Easy
is
tech card.
huge. Yeah, it's like a nice 1-up, right? It's like your 1-up if you want to play like a bouncer, you can play a card like this. And this is like
which you probably
2 lanes,
do.
maybe.
You probably do right now. Getting your lane fogged by shiny sucks.
Or shiny.
Yeah.
Then we got near to 0/0 Nadeshiko. This is on attack. You can discard 1. If you do, look at the top 4 cards of your deck for a Yuru Camp character, add it to hand, and then send the rest to waiting room. So it's an on attack Azusa, Akatsuki, whatever you want to call it. XD.
Yeah. The face is really strong.
Yeah,
really good with bars and pants.
I think it's just good in general, right? It's like fills your grave for like Chiaki. It helps you make sure you have grave. Just goes through your deck gives you the early deck speed.
I haven't played a set that really leverages this profile super well.
Like I played Akashi, bro.
Well, yeah, I played in Kenshin, but Kenshin is like Door, Choice, Stocksoul. You know, it's like even at the end where I was playing Pants, you still like don't benefit from this timing unless you're playing Bar or Pants, which is what Yuru Camp is probably going to want to do. So at least in some builds. So you there's a lot more value to it.
This deck has a Fuka as well.
Climaxes like that.
That I do think it's a pretty good Fuka for what it is. But I do think cards like this are really I think cards like on attack Azusa are like underratedly really strong as like a turn 1 play. If you don't want to be a deck that's slamming like a +0, right? If you're like in the Chiaki deck, like I was talking about, you don't want to tri-field at 0. This becomes really good as a card in the decks where you don't want to tri-field because you like put one of these down, you hand fix yourself, you fill your grave, you move through your deck a little bit. Because it's not like you have an Azusa, right? You don't have that. You can be like a Fuka, but then Fuka can get, if your deck speed gets cucked, if somebody plays a bomb or a submarine, Fuka's not always the best level 1 card, right? It can, like turn 1 card, it can get hit. This card will always give you the mill. It'll always give you that early hand fix when you need it. Like even like Ayakashi, like yeah, sure, you can ditch standby target, which is pretty cool, but you just use it because it's deck speed, and you're playing like you're playing a Rico level 1 combo, so you want to like have selection.
Yeah,
I've come to really value this profile. I didn't like it at first. I thought it was kind of whatever, but the more I play with it, the more I actually like really like it. I think
in Ayakashi it seems great.
It's really good.
I just don't have a lot of experience.
Well, it's when you just don't have good +ing zeros too.
In Kenshin, it's literally whatever. You just like don't.
Well, I think you could play it in Kenshin, right? You don't really have good +ing zeros in Kenshin either, right?
You still play it and you use it in a similar way. I just think that cards like this are a lot more valuable.
Yeah, when you have
extra you want to fill your grave, when you have the pluses that happen mid combat off your triggers that you want to immediately filter out.
I mean, even then, right? It's pretty good with Door, right? Because like
it's like
you do this. You do this. You ditch 1. You look at 4. You add a card, and now you have actual cards to pick off with Door. Like I'm sure you've had play situations where you don't really want to mulligan, right? Hand too good, like you mull 1 and you mull a card, or like maybe you mull a climax, right? And you're like, all right, mull the climax, whatever. And then you're like, oh, now my Door's not live. And this always fixes that.
I think the other part with Kenshin is because that deck has like giga deck speed with the dwarf stuff. Is true. Is like you're like not valuing the early deck speed as much. But when you're playing something like the Chiaki we saw,
but if you're like a Johnny and you hate deck speed level 1 combos, this kind of card has a lot of value. Yeah, I think this card. I'm down. I'll give it like a 3. I think it's like you test it. If you like it, you don't like it, it's fine. Again,
for the face.
True, I do love this card. I do think there's a Fuka as well that some people might like a bit more.
All right, 1/0 Rin. When this attacks, choose one of your other Yuru Camp characters. Gets +X power. X is equal to the number of your other Yuru Camp characters times 500. And then when this attacks this turn, all of your characters currently on stage gain the following ability. When this card's trigger check reveals the climax, you may discard a climax to choose a Yuru Camp character in your waiting room, add it to your hand. If you are not playing the blue tent, you probably play this.
I actually play this card as well.
Oh, okay. I mean, makes sense. You probably
Yeah.
don't. You don't always have the tent online.
Yeah,
Play
you,
like
you
a
slow roll
copy
the
of
10 a
this.
little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. These on attack filters, when they have other good effects, I would say Shimakaya is probably the baseline for
Chiaki
it's probably
gets big,
right. Dude. Yeah, it's probably right over the line, especially considering that your Chiaki needs reverse. So yeah, slots right in. It's on bar.
Yep.
We like this profile.
Very nice. Green. This is probably one of Green's better off CX like level 1 cards to be playing. So
yeah,
it's pretty
it's
solid
nice that
too.
it's on color.
I like this. I like this profile. I love this one, and then the pay one blind one, draw drop. I mean,
Yeah,
that
they're
card's
both
really
good.
We have our 1/1 Aoi. She is on play when it's played on stage from hand. Choose one of your characters with 10 in his name. Choose a Yuru Camp character in your waiting room. May marker underneath that character as a face-up marker. And this is a clock Adachi. So it actually is compression neutral as an Adachi, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you get the marker.
Yeah, you pay the stock out, and the stock that you put into waiting room, it just becomes a marker. I don't think Adachi is very great right now, but it's fine.
No.
If you really want the Adachi, like when I think of these decks, like the premier standby decks, I think right now are like Nino. It's Nino, it's Shiny, and it's Shinchan. Shinchan doesn't care if you Adachi one card. Maybe it cares if it hit, like, hit like the 2/2.
Doesn't care.
Shiny does not care at all. You hit its 2/2, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. And then it's gonna put it on the board, it attacked already. It's a little annoying. It's like, oh sure, that's like a little annoying, but like they don't care.
You can't.
There is no double out green finishers. No.
I jammed like 4 Aria D side into Kevin
Yeah, they
playing
don't care.
Shiny, and they just don't care. That deck is just too resilient.
And then Nino probably cares a little bit more than the other two decks do, but even then, it's like this card's like okay at best. It's nice that it gives you a marker. It's an on play immediate marker.
Yes, that is nice. You can pay
good.
1 stock to get the marker immediately.
Yes, and that is good. So I'll give this card like a 2. Dachis are good when they're good. Maybe we'll have a meta where Dachi is really good. Like there's some like key early plays to get rid of again, but for now.
Okay, we got the support.
Yep.
So 2/1 Enna and Chikua. All of your other TD 3/2 Rin Climax combo get 1,000 power in the following ability. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 4 burn 2, and it is a level assist.
Yeah,
that is
really
expensive,
nice, right?
but it is free. Like you got to remember that your Rin here doesn't have
no
a stock cost. So provided you have 1 floating stock, you can always get the 1 burn 2. And you're getting a bunch of extra power there too. So you're ramping up 10, 11, 12-5, bar down 13-5 in 2 lanes with this. 12 in your other one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's really nice actually. I think this card makes the Rin really appealing. Again, it keeps that simple, very simple, straightforward. The very simple and straightforward game plan with this Rin. You don't really gotta think. You don't gotta play towards your tent if you don't want to. You play this down. You get to go ditch 2, burn 3, ditch 2, burn 3, ditch 2, burn 3, pay 4, burn 2. So you get to go 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2. And if you're on Chiaki, so this is 8 stock to do this, right? Because it's 8 stock because you need to be able to go play an Enna, and then have the 1 floating stock
and a 2, yeah.
And then Chiaki being a stock charge potentially makes this a little bit more viable. 8 stock is like pretty trivial when you're stock charging on your combo, so you can actually spend your stock. Potentially playing green tent gives you a bit extra stock. I think if you unironically, like if you play like the Rentaro build where you play the green tent plus the Chiaki combo, how much stock do you need to double? Like 12? 8, but you need the extra 4, yeah. So 12 stock isn't totally unrealistic. It costs no extra hand. It's literally just 12. It's 12 stock and what is that? 7, 8 hand.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of doable when you're stock charging.
The cards replace themselves.
Yeah. We'll talk about the green tent soon, but green tent does kind of make it a little more viable. I still think it's rare. You're realistically just probably getting this off like every game though, the full package. But yeah, it's cool. It's a nice support card. Yeah, I think TD support cards are cool. what if you ironically play it? What do you mean? I don't understand. I'm sorry. 3/2 Chiaki. She is ditch 1. When it's played on stage from hand, you pay the cost. If you choose a level 1 Yuru Camp character, choose a Yuru Camp character in your hand is equal to the level played on stage, and then it is pay 1 when it's played on stage from hand. You pay the cost. You choose a CX in your waiting room, add it to your hand. So
Oh, it's Watame.
no,
Sort of.
no. So this is an elbow drop.
That you have to ditch.
Oh, sure. My bad. Yeah, you ditch 1 because it also has a pay 1 plus 1 for the climax on it.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to one of my locals about this because he didn't like it at first, and I didn't like it at first, and then I thought about this card a bit more. I understand, right? It's because they didn't want this card to be an elbow drop for free and also a pay 1 plus 1, because I think that card would be a little strong. Wouldn't be broken, but I kind of get where they're coming from, because
It's
the logic is you're never playing this card. This card is effectively a one stock pick up CX, right? Because you play this card, it plays your combo down, it picks up your climax. So this card is just an extra body if you're gonna double combo. So like, let's say you play like the new Rin in blue that we haven't talked about yet. You probably double combo that because it's a pretty good card to double combo with. Play this down, play a Rin, pay 1, grab your pants, play a Rin. You spent 5 stock. You're at the exact same number of your hand as if you had just double Rinned, except now you converted one card in your hand to a climax. Okay, double Rin plus like a pay 1 salvage climax, right? Which is kind of nice, and you get 3/2 soul attackers. I get it. It's a little unfortunate. It's a little bit weaker because of it, but it's nice.
Yeah, you'd probably still slot one in.
Yeah, I think this card, if you're playing green, which I think in Yuru Camp you probably do fit like a pretty decent amount of green in no matter what. Oh, it's still on 2-star. Well, I would probably still give this a 2. I'd give this a 3 actually, I think. But it's a pretty cool card. It's a good one out. Test it. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Hard to say. All of my decks have played 1 so far though. If it had any amount of green in it where it was like, reasonable.
It feels like a 1 of, pretty quintessential 1 of level 3. All right. 3/2 Anna. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you have the bar in your climax area, and you have 4 or more other Yuru Camp characters. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this gets the following ability. The character crossmoves gets -3 soul. When this is front attack, look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top of your deck, or into your waiting room. So it's got damage cry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask: is there a way to early play this card?
Yeah, it's like a Kanata.
Okay. I think next souls that are not early plays are just
completely they're unplayable. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just completely.
I still don't think this is that great. It doesn't get big.
It is small. Yeah.
I forget if there's a way to defend it. That I don't remember, but I know there's a way to early play it. So I made it's like fine, maybe. It's like cute. I'd probably give it like a 2 at best. There's not too much to talk about. I mean, it's like Nexel with damage cry is kind of irrelevant though, right? Because it's like it's weird because it's a bar. So you're like, ideally you're looping this, which is normally Sora really good for Nexel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally. But then it's
I feel like with
-3
when people when you have -3 soul, unlike -2,
they're deciding.
There's like no reason to ever front, so you don't get front attack. The idea behind this card with the front attack is that you're using your damage cries to get you into another climax for the next turn to loop the combo. But they're just gonna side it because it's -3. They'd have to have
so they're either winning the lane then you're not looping this anyway, or they're siding.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Or have Donsu Flame with a climax down. That's about the only thing.
That card's side over it.
Yeah, it is broken.
Yeah, these cards are okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good. Even with the Kanata spawn. I think Kanata spawn is better than most ways.
This is a cool card. Tent in Mount Mizugaki. Assist all of your other UCAM characters, or continuous all UCAM characters get 500 power, so global 5. Then, if there is 1 or more markers underneath this cannot be targeted by your opponent's effects. If there's 2 or more, this gets Digital Climax. When you trigger a climax, you pay the cost if you draw 1. If there are 3 or more, all of your UCAM characters get 500 power. And then if there are 4 or more, this gains rest this, put the top card of your deck into stock. And at the end of your turn, if there's 5 or more cards in your marker areas, send this to waiting room. So just to clarify, marker areas is globally around. So marker areas is in the game rules of Weiss, every marker on your board everywhere. So hypothetically, you cannot make 2 tents and put 3 cards in one tent, 3 cards in another tent, or 3 cards in one, 2 in the other. One of the tents will now blow up after that. Which is a thing to think about. But regardless, nothing really interacts with tents anyhow. And
I mean, most of the
it's
if not
end of
all
your
the
turn as well,
abilities,
right?
They're
So like
they're May effects too.
well,
Like pretty much all.
I would think more about the opponent giving you a marker. So hypothetically, like the
Oh,
alloy
sure.
in Precane is rest, give a
Freaking A.
marker.
Oh, that would be really funny.
But
You can just start like over markering them.
so they can't target it. Well, they can't target it. It has hexproof.
Yeah,
So they can't target
but
it.
it's all marker areas.
Yeah,
just
but then
shove
you have the end of
anything.
your turn, so you just kill one. You basically
Yeah, you can go
alloy just
overplay your
forces
stuff,
you to kill whatever card.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is annoying. But yeah, I think this card is very good as a whole, though. I think the 4 more effect. This is the one that I was talking about, like this hyper investment.
Yeah, you'd want to race this.
Yeah, he is a pretty handsome reviewer. I agree. Yeah, I think this card is like, if you get this to 4 markers, insane. Like this card is, if you can get at level 1, especially if you can get to 4 markers, you just get so much stock over the course. Basically, this just has brainstorm for free every turn, right?
Yeah.
And then you have your stock. It has a CX filter on it, which is nice because green bar, ideally, and it's hexproof. It's a global 1K, which is also pretty nice. I'm a really big fan of this card. I do think the blue one is a little bit better.
The blue one, I think, is the fact that it's literally Sprig and Kirito. Sprig and Kirito is so stupid.
Yeah, Sprig and Kirito is broken, but this card is really fun to play with, and I think this helps pay off for some of the more expensive stock combos, especially if you don't want to play the Chiaki level 1 combo. So pretty good.
Aaron pings me, asks me for money. I tell him I'm busy, I'm on stream, and then comes in and gifts us up.
He's a homie. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Alien 8299, Mr. Aaron. I appreciate you. I will see you at Rochester, I assume.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
look forward to actually getting to meet you.
Unless he's working.
And then
He'll be
he better
around.
not be. And then if I beat you, I have to get into the Cool Kids Club. So
yeah,
I'll give the green tent a 3. I think like this is the tent you test. Fine. The red tent, spoilers, I think is pretty mid, but the blue tent is broken. This is the one that's potentially broken, potentially like just okay. This card is green fix though, which is huge. I did have testing when I was building decks where I'm like, this tent is my green fix.
Struggling to get green.
Yeah, because you don't want to play the Ozus.
I guess if you're playing a different level 1 combo.
Because if you haven't noticed, there hasn't been a lot of good like splash cards, and you still want to play Alloy EP. So, yeah. So on to our next card.
Level 0 Chiaki. All of your Yuru Camp characters get plus 500 power. This is placed on stage from your hand. You can discard a Yuru Camp character. If you do, search your deck for the T-Dude Nadeshiko CXC. Reveal to your opponent, add it to your hand, shuffle your deck.
Yeah.
Did I read your card? Oh,
no, it's you. I was a 10.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, deck one to your level 1 combo. I'm down.
It's fine, right?
They keep printing these. I was playing. What was I playing recently that played one of these? Oh, the
Summer
Matsui
Pockets.
deck.
Right.
Yeah. I was playing a deck with the.
We'll
Matsui
get to it, Ragnarok. Don't worry.
Flash. And I was surprised. Like these combos make a combo that like doesn't read very well or like is a role player just like even better because it's just like a free shit out your combo, dude. Like it gives this one extra power, which is good for the Nadeshiko because she's technically like under stat line, which is really nice, and it just rips it right out of your deck.
Yep.
They're always ditch character, but like whatever, that's like the cost you pay for costlessly
character for character
game card. Yeah, so
it's good.
I'm a fan. Yeah,
it's nice. If
you like a reason to want to play the TD combo still.
Yes, this is like it's not the best uninteractive combo, but there's a real appeal to this card because of the nature of how the Rin works that I can see people not wanting to play it.
Yeah.
So we get to our 1/1 Toba Sensei. Assist 500 to Yuru Camp characters, and then she has Ditch CX. When you trigger a CX, you may the cost video choose a character in your hand and add it to hand. And when you add it to hand, this is the pants support or the CX support for when you don't want to play the tents. Or you don't want to play the Rinchi Makai. It's fine, right? It's a standard.
Yeah, just a level assist Ditch Climax Salvage. That's fine.
Nice
passive.
2.
2/1 Chiaki. When this attacks, if the level of the character across from is 3 or higher, gets 6,000 power, so it'll be 13. When this card's level 2 or higher, battle opponent is reversed, you may put the top card of your deck into stock.
It's fine.
Nice.
Right? 13k,
Does
like 0 stock, killer.
Gets it back for free.
There's a lot of CX supports in this set, I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot. Yeah, this card's fine. There's nothing to write home about. It's like a nice solid 2. If you want it, you got it. It kills level 3s. Alright, this is Hansen's card. We got 2/1 ally. If you have 4 more Yuru Camp characters, it gets -1 level in hand. Climax combo. Sack the bar from your climax area at the start of your anchor phase. If this is in your front row and you have 2 more other Yuru Camp characters, you pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 2 Yuru Camp characters you're winning them, add them to hand. I think this card's kind of ass.
Ew.
This
is what Hansen was arguing about?
Yes. I will preface this with I have played quite a bit of Itsuki. And I tried to play with the 2/1 Itsuki combo when I saw Japan playing it during like the Overlordy meta or like Alice meta because they wanted a 2/1 that could like scale Alice's, right? Which I understood. Yeah, this card is just really bad.
Fuck this card.
4 more EP on a 2/1 is like fine if the payoff is very high. Like I think Itsuki's payoff is a lot higher than this card. So at least when you sandbag your whole hand to the board to get it, it feels better. I don't think Salvage 2 is a very good payoff.
Brother, I even hated playing Sumi, and that card wasn't even hard to play.
Yeah, Sumi was Itsuki, right? They're the same thing.
Well,
Sumi had the actual EP card. It was an easy EP. It was fucking climate. You're brainstorming your clock.
You had to play your whole game to put that card in your level, so it didn't matter.
I just don't like this. I really, really don't. I think this card is really bad.
Unless you're like, really hurting for a specific selection, but it does not seem that you are. Like, I could understand you want to keep the bar / pants. You want to keep the climax that fills your tent, that gives you the Spriggan ability. So you want to keep the trigger. Understand that. This doesn't seem like a deck that wants specific cards that quickly. That like at level 1, I need very 2 specific characters. From my grave, no less. You might not even have them in your grave. If Nadeshko's the level 0 green is like your primary like form of early deck speed with all these combos, so they're like not milling a lot unless you're playing. I would rather play the TD combo over this. Like
there's just no appeal to this, right? Like at least ET's like the sack add check 4 add 4.
I don't get it. I don't get this at all.
And there's no bouncers
really trying to hit something specific,
like nice
unless
cards,
you're really trying to hit a specific.
But at that point, why don't you just play like Chiaki or like whatever, right? Like I think
Chiaki can't add.
Yeah, but what the fuck do you need to? What do you need to be adding?
Well, that's my question. I don't think there's an answer. I don't think there's an answer. What are you
if you're just
what are you defending for?
I mean, you can defend this card.
8K.
It's still be 1/8K. Like right, like that's defendable. 100%, but like at the same time, then it's like, okay, I defended this card, I got a soul for defending the card, I salvaged because I grabbed a counter. It just doesn't feel that great. I don't think. I just don't see the world where you want this card. If other people play this card and they prove me wrong, be my guest. But I don't. I cannot, with all earnesty, say I see this.
Yeah, I can't. I can't play this.
Yes.
2/1 Enna with exactly the same face, eating the same food. Very funny. During your climax phase,
I'm not
the
banning
same bar as the 3/2 early play or the 3/2 Nexel Enna. If you have another European character, you may pay the cost. If you do choose the 3/2 Enna.
Yes.
From your hand, place it on stage.
Oh, it gives it hexproof, right? That was
it gives it hexproof. Okay.
But hexproof doesn't win you the lanes when you dump your whole hand.
I actually hate that this card does nothing else and instead has a normal stat line.
Like, dude, if this card had been
a backup, make it a backup. Like, make it literally Kanata. Like, there's a reason.
There's no reason. There's no reason for this to be a backup, right? Because like you can't pick it up. I think like this needed to be like the Ayakashi thing where it was like a clock plus, That way you go like,
Yeah, it
because you
had
can be
to do
like,
something else.
right? Because you can do the thing where you're like, oh, I'm 2-0, play this clock plus a card, play this clock plus a card, and then you're neg souling. So it does. You're going
You're
neg
next
3
rolling
soul.
3.
So it's kind of like Ayakashi but instead of healing it off, you're just saying I can deal 2 to myself because you're dealing 0 to me next turn. So it's
Yeah.
okay.
The
but yeah, this
cross turn
card is just
hexproof
not.
is nice, but like it had to do something else. This card didn't
Yeah.
do. This card didn't need to be AK. They could have done anything with the rest of that stat line and given this more text.
Yeah,
And
the fact
instead
that it's
they
just a
didn't.
body is stupid.
Yeah, it being a body is
Or this had
completely
been like
worthless.
this could have been like a onesie. This could have been like the Kokowa from
It could have been anything.
like
It could have been anything.
I'm actually like a pretty big fan of the Kokowa 1-0 that they gave Gochi. We didn't do the set review for that obviously, but that card is all this text as a 1-0. It's insane. It's like offensive 1k to your board, rest draw drop, climax combo with the pants, pay 1, sack it, play the 3/2 from your hand. That card's insane.
Just
for what
any
it
amount
is.
of extra text on these things.
Where like I can feel good. Like that card feels good because you can put that card on the board at 1, have it sit on your board, and then convert it after.
One of the biggest parts of the Kanata change being as powerful as it is like, of course, Kanata picks up cards.
Slot efficiency,
pick up the card again. But also, you when you play a card like this, you put 3 or 4 of it in your deck. You're putting 3 or 4 3K backups in your deck to defend your early play strategy. This, you're dedicating 3 to 4 slots of it in your deck, and then it just does fucking nothing.
Hanson, that card is bad. Terrible. I'm sorry. Like that card is just bad. Carmen's on board too. That card's just bad.
Yeah, you got to give me a justification why you need to pick up 2 specific cards when Nadeshiko and Chiaki are both totally fine at picking up cards from grave. You got to give me something else.
Like I feel like every level 1 combo is just better than playing OA. And like if you want a defendable card, you can just play Nadeshiko level 1 combo. But anyhow, 0-0 Toba Sensei, assist 500. When climax is placed in your climax area, choose one of your characters, give it 1k power. I think this card's bad. This card's like
I like this character.
You would never play this.
For no
this is fucking bro.
Reason.
We're not playing Married Life. Okay, it's Power Grip Married Life. It's when you play or trigger a CX, give 1k.
Yeah,
but like we're not playing this card.
Goodbye.
Sorry, Toba Sensei.
Level 0 Chiaki. If it's in your front row center slot, gets 3k, so it'll be 4k. And then you can choose a character with Tent in its name, choose a Yuru Camp character in your waiting room, and place it underneath that character face up as a marker. But you do have to sack this card to do that.
It's kind of cool though, isn't it?
Yeah, you get your plus, and then you immediately convert your plus into a
when
10.
If you're like, oh fuck, I hit level 1, convert this card into.
Which is the 10? The green 10 is the one that wants to ramp as quickly as possible, right?
Yes.
Okay, I can see this as a role player card in a deck that was specifically trying to race screen as quickly as possible.
Yeah, because you know this card lives. You get the green 10 on the board the second turn of the game.
Yeah.
Because you go like attack with this, then you go Ricky for green 10 if you didn't draw it. Play your green 10, sack this off, level 1 combo, whatever. Play your combos out, do your thing. Yeah, It's pretty good. It's pretty neat for what it is. I don't think it's like a super great card. There's like
Probably
better tent utility cards.
Yeah.
This set does have a clean cut. Notably, people are not playing the clean cut in their drafts, which I find very funny. But I think there's the real merit to the clean cut. I do like it.
Why wouldn't you play clean cut in a set with tent?
Yeah, it's color and card.
Color and space, sure.
Yeah, it makes it. I kind of get it. It's a little hard. I do think that clean cut is very strong though, and we'll get to it. But yeah, I think this card's like a 2. It's fine. Okay. It's a cute like role player card.
I've done no deck building with Yuru Camp. I've kept up with spoilers to a point, but all right.
We got our 0-0 Rin.
Yep.
On play, put a card from your hand. You may put a card from your hand into your stock, so it's a hand to stock, and it's on play from hand. Pay 2 salvage 1. It's okay. It's a hand to stock first. It's effectively a drop salvage. If you hand to stock
with a little bit more utility.
Yeah, it's cute, right? It's like fine. It's like a nice like 1-of card because it can just be a hand to stock when you need it to be, and then it can be a drop salvage. It can be a payout. Yeah, it's a neat card. Neat. Little 1-of.
I like this kind of sneaky utility. I'm a fan.
It kind of reminds me of the Izuna from Blue Archive.
Yes, I was about to just say that this is very similar to Izuna.
It's nice.
I love that card.
You.
Level 0 Aoi. You cannot play events or backups from hand, and this was placed on the stage. You may mill 3. Level 0 3500.
This feels like such an old card, dude. This feels like a fucking
Bro,
like
but wait,
boomer
this is
card.
like sneakily probably just
It's
fine.
fine, right?
Yeah. This is like sneakily just fine.
Yeah,
If
I
you want
like
to
it.
fill your grave early, if you really want that go first card, you just want a card. Although if you really want that go first card, I'd probably play the 4K. Since it converts to a tent, but
But if you
maybe
don't
the
want to play
mill
tents,
is fine.
it's fine.
Yeah,
It's okay.
just
What they're at home
okay.
about 1-0 May. When displayed on stage from hand, you may choose one card in your clock, add it to your hand. If you do choose a card in your hand, put it into your clock. And when this attacks, if you have another Yuru Camp character this turn that gets 3k power, this card's a level 1, so it's bad.
Yeah.
That first effect is one of my favorite effects in Weiss as a 0. As a 1, not so much. I think this card is pretty doggy. We give that a 1 and we move on. This is nothing really anymore.
Yeah.
This card doesn't attack at a real
lock for
power.
that effect.
Attacks with a
Not
fire the
great.
fuck of vanilla. I'm good.
1-0 Nadeshko. For each of your other Yuru Camp characters, it gets 500 power, so it'll go to 6k. And it was placed on the stage from your hand. You can pay 1, ditch 1, search your deck for a Yuru Camp character, start your opponent, add to your hand, shuffle your deck. Level 1 drop search.
Oh.
6k.
It's a drop search. I'm thinking of the fucking Yuko, yeah. It's fine. It's like, okay, it's UG, right? Again, it's like bigger. I mean, it's like off. It's cross turn 6k, but like
utility cards at 1, provided it is in your same color, always feel pretty good.
Yeah, but like not drop search, man.
Not
drop.
I don't know. You can literally like roll back if you're watching this on YouTube and watch us talk about all like the benefits
if you're playing 1-0
the 1-0 Rico bomb, but it's like,
well, also because if you're playing green, why would you can just play if you're playing green level 1, you're probably playing like bar or something. Why don't you just play the Shimakai, right?
Yeah, it's I don't understand this patch. Like, what is this patching?
Agreed.
I don't think there is a real Ricky in this set, right?
There's a real Ricky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, I think that if you think you need this card, you should re-examine your level 0.
You
probably.
need to not probably need
yeah,
this card.
you need to re-examine your level 0.
All right, 1-1 Aoi. It's a 1 Leaf Punch. It's okay. Leaf Punch are good. There's no yellow, so there's no 8 choice. Therefore, this card is not mandatory in anything.
Yeah.
But it's still Leaf Punch. So
I was gonna say I don't have my state.
Just remember the rule. If you play 8 choice, you legally have to play Leaf Punch in your deck. It's just
because it has a soldier.
Yes, sir. Oh, you get the fun card.
Right.
I love this card.
This is Chikua, right?
Yes, this is Chikua.
I'm behind on my Yuru Camp, so. All right, 2/2 counter. You can send one of your characters on stage to the waiting room. You may, if you do, search your deck for up to 3 Yuru Camp characters from your opponent. Add them to hand, discard a card. So you pay 2, ditch 1, search 3.
Pay 2, ditch 1, sack 1, search 3, effectively. Or search 3, ditch 1, but yeah.
So
it's pretty cool.
You rip 3 cards out of your deck.
You sack a card that potentially is already dead. Or dying, right? They swing at a card that's dying. You sack it.
Deny your opponent's on reverse combo.
Really nice with the Nadeshko level 3 that's in this level 3 combo, because that card has 3 soul base. So you could potentially like deny them from crashing, so you're not like slamming a 4 or 5 in their face.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Like, I think this card is pretty. This is a pretty neat way to do a defensive counter.
Yeah, it's neat. I don't think it's unfortunately, I don't think this is very strong. Just because if I'm paying 2 stock for a defensive counter,
we get Chiaki.
You like immediately get a great follow up. So it like sculpts you into your finish, which is like probably the best part about it. But if I'm paying 2 for a defensive counter, I think like the minimum. How bad of a defensive
dude, you're ripping 3. You are ripping 3 cards out of a deck, though.
You're ripping 3 cards out of a deck, but when I rip 3 cards out of a deck, I just eat 3 still.
But you're also going +2.
Like, I would much rather have the I don't know what was the 2 event I looked at. I looked at the Lycareka one where you surveil 4.
Yeah, this card's better than that. Okay, it's not bad. Well, I think it is better because
it's better. You can play this in a way that leads to a better turn. I think that you can finesse this to a way that leads to a better finisher turn, provided you have the stock overhead. But if you're playing green, you're playing the tent, you probably do have a stock overhead. So maybe this card does make its way into a deck. just because
Like,
it does auto sculpture finish a turn
so
for you.
I drafted this card in like multiple Chiaki decks because I think Chiaki is very functional at using this card. I also just think in general,
Yeah, it makes sense. You have the extra stock. Yeah.
Nadeshiko level 3 that we'll get to in red is also pretty proficient at resolving this card, I think. So like I like this card a lot. I think this card, because this card is effectively just a +2 or plus, it's a +1, right? Because it's ditch one, play this card. It's a +1 that rips cards out of your hand.
If you use it in the intended way, the card
Yeah.
you sack is already dead.
Yeah, it's already dead or dying.
You don't consider it.
Yeah, so it's a +1 because it replaces itself, and then the card you discard, and then +1 extra card immediately sculpts you into literally everything you need in that moment. It's pretty cool. I think this card's cool. I'd give it a 3 personally. I think it's like a worth testing card.
I think it's neat.
And this is like a good payoff for playing green, right? You like go into green and you have like an actual payoff for going into green. Alrighty. Alright, we are on to red. Do you take a break or anything?
Yeah, I need more beers. I'll be right back.
Okay. Take a break. Alright, chat. How we feeling about Camper so far? I like this set. I think the set is like, I don't think the set is like a meta RL Toba Sensei on God. I don't think this set is like a meta monster. I think it's like a pretty solid set. I'm happy to have it. It's like Yuru Camp could be so much worse. I guess that's the way I'm looking at it. Is like, I'm happy to have like the sets I like a lot be good. Just like be good enough. I wish I had 3 backer slots. Honestly, real. Like, thank you, Mr. Hansen, for the Prime. I appreciate you. I do believe. I believe in Yuru Camp a lot. I believe enough that I'm playing this set for Nats more than likely. Yeah, I mean, Matt, me and you were also just Camper fans. We've been Camper fans for fucking an eternity. We've been waiting for this set to come out. We owned this set in PM because we wanted Yuru Camp, right? I like it a lot though. I'm very excited to have it. I really also appreciate the flavor. I love the tents. I think the tents are such a funny way to like have some flavor for Yuru Camp. They make me really, really happy. It's like one of those little things. Also, there's enough cards in this set that I like. Where I think I can play some pretty cool stuff. Unfortunately, I'm kind of sad I have to potentially buy extra cards, but blue stuff is solid, green stuff is solid, red stuff is potentially solid. I don't know how good red is, to be honest. We'll talk about it though. I think red has potential, but red kind of lacks in like some other aspects, so like zeros and stuff. Alrighty, so on to red we go. You were Chikua. So 0 Nadeshiko. If you trigger a climax or a copy of this card, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back on top of your deck in any order, then choose one of your characters, turn it gets 1k power. And pay 1 Restless Salvage Brainstorm. I like both 3D. I personally like both runes, but I think this Brainstorm is like really solid, right? Salvage Brainstorm, great. You get, if you play 4 of this card, you effectively have 11 triggers for the effect.
That's a lot.
Yeah. You probably only play like 3 of this.
Even if all this card ever does is hit once and move a climax to your last trigger in the early game, it's done more than its job.
Well, think of like Chiaki, right?
Fan,
like,
yeah.
So like a card like Chiaki, this becomes
even better, yeah.
Trigger, like hypothetically, you trigger Nadeshiko. The Chiaki attack. Stock it, do your check to rearrange, stack your blind stock, stack your Rondo trigger, and then resolve it. Yeah. And then if you see another CX, right, you second it, you reveal the CX, salvage a 0. Now you trigger that CX, which you're always happy to trigger the CX, and then you do it again. And it kind of avoids you blinding the pants. And then it's like, God forbid you trigger another climax. Hopefully you have Spriggan or you have the Rin 1-0 to trigger that card. I think it's just really good. And in general, with any of these things, level 1 Nadeshiko combo we'll talk about soon also benefits from this card a lot. It's like a very generically like good effect, right? Triggering climaxes is strong. Giving 1k power is nice. Getting to top tick 2 rearrange mid attack is nice. It just lets you do a lot. And I think like every combo is more than happy to like trigger its climax and then do a thing. So I think this card's really good. I would give this a 4.
I agree. Easy 4.
I think this card is very good. All right. Now we're
1-0 Nadeshiko combo. For each of your other back row Yuru Camp characters, it gets 1500 power. So that is 6-5 before
pretty big.
climax. And then when door is placed in your climax area, if you have 2 or more other characters this turn, this gains the following 2 abilities. Twin Drive, and on attack, reveal the top card of your deck. If that is a Yuru Camp character, add it to hand.
Yeah, I kind of wish this card was with the standby combo. I was kind of hyping. I was kind of like, I'm happy to get a door.
When we read it originally, I was like, oh, that's a standby combo, right?
Yeah, I thought it was a door.
That's why it's 6-5, right? And now it's door.
If this card was 6-5. Okay, real talk. There's a 2/2 in this deck, and there's 2/2 in this set. That if this card was a standby, it'd be pretty fucked up.
Oh, okay.
Because you'd be making this card like a 1/0/8k on defense.
That'd be pretty hype.
Before you stand by anything.
Okay, well, sitting at 6-5 is pretty sick, too.
Yeah, right? It is. Because you twin drive, hit a door, salvage counter.
I actually really like... Oh, wait. Okay, never mind. It's reveal top card and then adds it. Never mind.
So it's real.
I was thinking of rando. So yeah, so you always just rip the card and then...
Yep, and then this is the good top check ad, not the bad top check ad. This can be AK defensive with tense, yeah. But so this is the good top check ad where it doesn't mill the climax.
Yeah, because if you're playing plussing triggers, which means you always plus.
Yes, so which is nice. Twin drive good. Twin drive triggers the Nadeshiko level 1 the Nadeshiko brainstorm a little more often, helps you pay out any triggers you hit. Very nice. And this card's just big. Like 6-5 big. 85
this
with
card in
a
multiples is gonna dig for triggers anyway, so having the inherent twin drive is extra good.
And then obviously we have the tents we can play. So if we play the green tent makes this card have an extra 1k global, so it should be a 7/5s. If you have 3 markers, the blue tent we'll talk about can make, with 3 markers, can make 2 of these 8ks on defense. The red one just gives it a lot of offensive power, so we're not whatever. And then like those tents also fix you cards as well. So like if you sprig in Kirito, trigger door, you can fix the shitty top check you added off of Nadeshiko too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of nice. I think it does. It's like, I think for a top check add combo, this card is actually very solid. And then you get to complement this.
Solid.
You complement this with attack Azusa, right? Like to give you the extra deck speed you're missing.
It's still just top check add, but you do have the on attack Azusa to have that as your third lane.
It mills double cards.
And you have the twin drive to mitigate the fact that top check add combos dig 4 triggers, which is a good and bad part about them. You top check add, then you trigger, you get another plus. So even if you only one of like the old boons of top check add combos is that you're Massachusetts thing through the top of your deck, then adding triggers. So if you only double combo, you still can get 3 pluses, or something like that. But having the twin drive means that you can at least get stuff out of there. Yeah, you're probably triggering and you're probably paying it out. So
that's good. I like this card a lot. I'll give it a 3. I think it's worth testing.
Yeah, I think it's a.
I don't think this card is ever like a bad card, but I don't know if it's ever the card.
It's not your first combo you test with,
unless you really want to play
the first one you test with. Yeah,
which I respect. But all right. Next we were 3/2 Nadeshiko. When this activates up to once per turn during the turn this is played on stage from hand, when this card's damage is cancelled, mill 1, deal X damage, X to the level of mill +1. And pay 2, ditch 2, climax combo when this activates up to once per turn. At the end of this card's attack, if you have the door in the climax area, you pay the cost. If you stand this is a 3-soul attacker. So this is actually a card from Nijigasaki. This is the 3/2 Rina, I believe her name was. That card, the only difference is that card was pay 1, ditch 2, because you needed 2 of the specific Rina in memory, I believe, which was easy or hard depending on how the game was going. But this card, the Rina also ended up getting a pretty broken support card, which made that card hexproof.
I remember this now. Yeah,
and that was pretty broken, and I was really hoping this card was gonna get one of those to really push this card, because they get like No,
Because
it was like a
the
0-0. It
big
was a 0-0
downside to
too.
this,
It
the
could be
the
hexproof
big
in like
downside to
15.
this, you have to have a way to dodge defensive counters with stuff like
Yes.
this, whether that is cheap bounces or
Granted, you could argue defensive counters don't really exist in a lot right now.
other
Even like
than the
memory kicks
-3.
are not very
But
popular.
I don't know, man. I would be afraid to -3 soul this card and have it swing for like 1-1-3, like
Musashi.
yeah, with Musashi backed up behind it. That'd be pretty spooky.
Yeah, I think this card is pretty good though for a finisher. It's a very fun finisher to play with. It just kind of pushes damage.
It's a
Right.
lot of damage, yeah. I've been on the receiving end of Rena
Yes,
before.
I like Rena a lot. I think that card felt very good. This card can be a little hard to resolve in more than like a 2 of. But what's really nice about this card is this card goes really well with the 3/2 Chiaki we talked about. That elbow drops one of them to the board because then it picks up your door for you. Right,
Yes,
so you get to
yeah,
go
you just immediately
Chiaki,
grab the door.
pick up your door, double combo, and that's like fine.
Mhm.
Like that's like more than fine. I think this card's pretty cool. I'd probably give it like a 3. I think it's really worth
3.
testing.
It just has all the downfalls.
Yeah, you probably
of, like,
can
a
play through Nexo.
restanding
If you
combo.
hit the brainstorm triggers, you can definitely play through Nexo with this card. The card you're most scared of, in my opinion, is like memory kick counter. How common that is right
because
now
this card
is
small.
Yeah, this card's 10-5. Like it has no extra power. So like you have to side certain things otherwise, and you don't really want to side things with this card ideally. Especially unless they're like, standby cards.
You
like
do
Lord
have
or
the
something,
souls,
but-
the side cards.
Yeah, you're
but
swinging for 4, which means you're swinging for 1 before trigger. Or like if it's like a 2-2 or something, if you're scared of a 2-2,
we
you're at least
have
siding for 2.
This is important for me.
Mhm.
I've been, like I said, I've been fucking with Lego Recall all morning. The 2-1 sack bouncers.
No.
This set does not have one of
No.
those. Okay.
I
I
wish it
think
did.
that profile is
Very
profile
broken.
fucking nuts. Especially when they give soul like most of them do. I was like, because
Yeah, we talked about the level 0 bouncer, but he wanted the 2-1 like hand fix one specifically.
Or 2-1 hand fix or 2-1
Or, like,
pump soul. Those
That'd
are
be pretty
just
sick, right? Bounce 1 lane, pump a nut Eshko +1, the
Those
1 can
with-
side for 2.
Yeah, I would like queue up against the bot with like saying like, okay, I'm gonna imagine
You
there's
don't.
tap counter in every
You
lane.
don't want to direct with this card, but like
Yeah.
the alternative of losing the card to just making this card a vanilla Musashi is like, I think I'd have directed this card if the difference is gonna be vanilla Musashi.
If they had
versus...
one, my point was like if they had one of those, I'd write off all of the negatives of like playing around defensive counters because those cards are like so easily loopable. They do so much.
Yeah, I mean, well, Hampton's
but
arguing that like
unfortunately-
this is a 3-soul attacker, 4-soul with climax,
True,
5-soul with
yes.
direct. Do we want to swing 5, restand 6? Not really.
Not really, no.
If I lose to that, I'd be pretty fucking salty though. But
I mean,
5 restand 6
we've all eaten
Musashi.
5s.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I won today. It was really cool.
it happens.
Yeah, I think this card is really cool though. I think this
But
card
no,
is
it's
worth
sick.
testing.
It being small, like susceptible to memory.
Also,
kicks,
there's a train.
That's your biggest thing.
Trains
There's
are
the
cool.
train. I saw Simu's photo. He went to go to the train.
It's your card. It's your turn.
Oh yeah, level 0 Chiaki. What is she hold? Is she
Cinnamon
smoking a
stick.
cigar?
It's a cinnamon.
Stick. That's really funny. When this is placed on when the CX is placed in your CX area, you can return this to your hand. Look it up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. Put them back on top of your deck in any order. Choose one of your characters. Give it 1,000 power. And then when the standby CX is placed in your climax area, you can send the CX from your CX area to where sack the CX. If you do, search your deck for 2 Yuru Camp characters. Show them to your opponent. Your opponent chooses one of those characters. Send it to waiting room. Add the rest to hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Okay, so
This card's really
we got
good.
this card does fucking everything. Wait,
Yes.
this is like the standby card, right?
This card's
this
like
actually just does everything.
I do think this is a very insanely strong standby level 0 combo. For sure.
So you search
2.
You search 2. Your
Yeah, what-
opponent chooses which card goes to waiting room. So they like.
But you can
choose
just show them
card
2
you
of the same
stand
card.
by. So you just show them 2 of your targets, and they're like, okay, I handed my opponent a brick, which is like something they'll filter out next turn to stand by next turn. There's like no winning with what they choose, so who cares? And then you also get the rearrange, and it clears your spot. This is
Yeah, it's
This
really
is
good.
Standby's wet dream, man. This card's insane.
Like the only problem with Yuru Camp Standby, in my opinion, like one of the biggest problems is that there's no 3-2 standby combo. So you're forced to
Okay.
play off CX 3-2 things, which there is like an archer burn and stuff, which is fine, but you're playing level 0 standby, level 1 standby, so how good that is.
Yeah.
But this
This
card,
card's
as a
crazy.
card though,
This card's
very
fucking
strong.
crazy.
Yes, I would.
Is this like a 5 vacuously? Like,
yeah, in a vacuum, I think this card would be a 5.
Yeah.
In the content of Yuru Camp, I'd still probably give this a 4 because it's being held back.
Okay.
I would say in any other like real standby set, I can't give you the air horn, Matt. I don't think this card is a 5. Oh, it does let you stack your archer burn. All right, maybe.
No,
That's
give it
pretty
the 5, man.
cool.
This
Alright, I'll give
card's
it the 5.
fucking insane. This card's
I'll give it a
fucking
5.
crazy.
What a funny. Where's the fucking?
Yeah, where's the air horns? Play the air horns. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I think this card is really cool. Funny that this is the 5, like one of the few 5s that we'll probably have in Yuru Camp, because I think this has a lot of 4s, but no like big cards. But yeah, the way this is
sequence too, because like
it inserts 2 of the same utility card.
You can always bounce it. You can always bounce it no matter which standby you slam. The climax combo.
So worse, it always gets the first effect
from field isn't tied to a specific climax. Like sometimes these are.
Yep.
So you can always return the card to your hand even when you're not comboing. Yeah. So this card's
really good.
Crazy.
This is a very I remember seeing this card and I was like, man, if Standby Yuru Camp is real, also the 2-2 you summon is very good. We will get to that card. I think that is a very good 2-2. When we get to it, the 2-2 back row specifically, but yeah.
Okay.
All right, 0-0 Alloy. It is when this is played on stage from hand or sent to stage to waiting room. You may pay 1, discard a CX, choose a CX new waiting room, add it to hand. It's just a double time CX swap. It's fine. When you're playing things like bar pants or 8 bar. These can be kind of nice because you can CX preemptively for the next turn. When this, like, you attack with this card, you're like, oh, I have the wrong bar. I could not physically climax swap because I had like Ricky or whatever, right? I swing with 3 zeros. Oh, you killed this card? Okay, now I can climax swap. And now you just did it. It's very nice. The only other climax swap, obviously. Timing. This is your waiting room climax swap to the Rin runner from the TD's deck climax swap. So you do get both options as well if you want to play the 1-1 split, like some decks do. Very reasonable.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, nice too. This still has a 5 setting on it. We'll put that away. This is not a 5. This is a 2. Very nice. All right, your card. This card's pretty fine too.
All right, level 0 Iono. When this is played on stage from hand, you can pay 1, ditch 1. If you do, choose 2 Yuru Camp characters in your waiting room. Choose 1, add it to hand. Choose 1, place it underneath a character with tent in its name, face up as a marker. Send the rest to waiting room.
Yeah, very nice. I came around to this card. I did not like this card at first. I read that guy's article about it, and I came around to why he was playing this card. Because with Chiaki, you can just pick this card up, play this card down, grab another Chiaki, ramp your tent, and then now the deck Chiaki that you play is now the 85 Chiaki, or potentially the Spriggan activated tent with Chiakis. This is probably one of the best marker gens that you could just play down and have it be a decently powered attacker. It's very fine. No problem with it. Also, it's nice that it's like a slightly more compression, less compression negative drop salvage. Or I think it's actually compression neutral, right? Because it's pay 1, drop 1, pick up 2. And then pick up 2, marker 1. Yeah, so compression neutral, did CX salvage for what that's worth. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm down.
I like it. Yeah, I think I'd give this. I'd actually probably, in retrospect, after playing with it too, I would give this a 4. I think this card is very good. When you want to play tents, you probably play a minimum 2 of this.
It's proactive marker gen too.
Yeah, it's like proactive marker gen while staying on your board, which I thought I would want the ones that leave board more. In reality, the ones like this can be a lot better, especially early in the game. So, very nice. Next we have our, this is me, yeah. 2-1 Chiaki. Pay 2 free fresh counter. It's nice. 2-1 free fresh, perfectly fine. When you play stuff like Chiaki, having a free fresh is very nice because you obviously you're blinding cards. Sometimes
You have extra stock too, so
yeah, you have the extra stock. You can reasonably pay the 3 for this and not feel bad, and like fix your deck. I think this card's fine. It's like a 2, right? Also good in like the door stuff. Obviously, doors with free fresh is always pretty nice because you can pick it up proactively when you trigger too much. And Nadeshiko is really good at triggering climaxes, obviously. Yeah, fine.
you won Nadeshiko. When this is placed on stage from your hand, you can pay 1, ditch 1. If you do, your opponent sends all of their stock to their deck, shuffles their deck, puts an equal number of cards on the top of their deck into their stock, and this has 2 soul. It is Magic Stone with 2 soul. That's
pretty good,
Bochi. The Bochi one's fine.
No, Buchi's Fumio. Buchi's
Oh yeah,
2-soul
Bochi's
Fumio.
Fumio. Bochi's Fumio.
I
The
actually think
Magic
this is a
Stone's the
pretty.
event. Never
This is a
mind.
pretty feels good 2 stock ditch 1 like stock shuffle. Right, being
I
a
like
2-soul.
when these
I think
have
these cards
2
being a
soul.
2-soul. Yeah, they make
My-
me feel a
my-
lot better.
It reminded me of Bochi because when you do these effects, you are typically in most games doing like 1 less finisher because of it. So the
Yep.
fact that you still get
Your 2-soul
Ross to
attacker.
hold a shove with is very, very good.
Yep,
So
it's nice. It's
I'm a big
effectively
fan.
like a you can almost look at this card as like a 3-2 ditch 1 stock shuffle
Yeah, 3-2
in that reality.
you can do it earlier,
but they can be
which
done
is
at 2.
good. Yeah, yeah,
nice.
you can do it for disruption.
So here's the Aoi. 2-2 Aoi. Continuous, assist 1500 power. And rest this, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back on top of the deck in the original order. So you get your top tick, you get a top check 2. No rearrange though. But you get to know what they are. So I mean you can look at the top 2. Brainstorm. If you don't want to move through your deck that turn, you can see it. There you go. Now you know if you need to play the Chiaki down, whatever. Only awkward part about this card obviously is that it eats into your back row slots. But you can do the kind of thing like I'm sure you've seen Shiny Maz do it at 2, right? Where they go like play the bouncer over their like 3-2 damage scry, slam the standby, bounce the card back, and then just put the damage scry back on the board. And like you can kind of do that with this card at 1. Like you're stuck at 1, you're just like, I have nothing better to stand by out at 2. Fuck it, just pop. Pick up your card. This makes
The
your
fact that you just get
7 5s and a
like,
9.
Yeah, that's really big.
It's nice. It's like a nice card. I like it a lot actually. I wish this card was rearranged, but I get it. Very nice. I really this is the card that I wanted. This is why I wanted the Deshko to be a standby because you slam the standby and you're like, oh,
she'd be so big.
AK Nadeshko
1-0
is so
AKs,
sick.
climax combos.
Insane.
Yeah,
I think this card's pretty good. It's a nice standby target. Go ahead.
3-2
Nice
Nadeshko. When this attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If this card is a Yuru Camp character, deal X damage to your opponent, where X equals the level of a revealed card. Wow, this is Betty Maru with so much less text. It doesn't heal, it doesn't burn +1, and for all of that, it gets to be 11k instead of 10.
But you know what? It's a standby card, so it's okay.
It
you
is
only
a
play this in
standby card. Yeah, you only play this in standby. Yeah,
but it's fine, right? It's an archer.
That's really funny.
Doesn't hit events, so you can't play Chikua, unfortunately, with it. Which I think the only event you realistically be playing is Chikua.
Cards like this are so funny to me. It's such a funny design.
Not
rollback.
Meguru, yeah.
It's like we went too far, and you're like,
pull it back, pull it back.
You're just sitting there thinking, it's like that card wasn't the problem in the deck that it was in, and they're like, shh.
Like, I mean, I do think archers don't
agree.
Archers don't need the extra text. Realistically, I do agree with that part.
True. But, yeah. I mean, power creeping that is a slippery slope, so I get it.
All right. We have our 0-0 INO continues all of your other unknown Nadeshko. We know what the card is. It's a vanilla somewhere. Oh no, she cuts the vanillas out of the shit. It's a vanilla. It's a 1-0 vanilla. Get +1 soul, and when this card's damage is canceled, you may turn this to your hand. And then pay 1, rest 2 of your characters, mill 2, choose 1 level extra or Yuru Camp character from your waiting room, add it to hand, X equals to the sum of the cards milled. So it's a pay 1, rest 2 cigarettes as an act. We've seen that in Bang Dream before. Did see play there. Granted, that obviously had the pivot of also being an attack, chaining into an attacker. And then this makes your Nadeshko vanillas 5,500 2 souls that can randomly plus you. You pull like the UA shit.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like okay.
It's okay.
It's nice. It's like one of those cards you can play with tent and then have it be like your little
Yeah,
thing.
you
It's like
like
a little
tap your tent
gimmicky.
down,
Yeah.
but then the other text is probably dead on it. But like
I mean,
whatever, it's a back row card.
you had to play Nadeshiko. The problem, I think, a big problem is like, um, where's your deck speed coming from when you're pulling all this shit off? Because you're only getting a mill too. But
Yeah.
I do think if this card could have been looked at if this was like a pay one rest self, do the thing that'd have been pretty neat. You could do like a little thingy there, but no, unfortunate.
Oh well.
Go
Level
ahead.
0 Aoi. When this is placed on station in your hand or attacks, you may discard a Yuru Camp character to draw a card, and it is a bomb. Whoa,
It's the
it's
Ayakashi Triangle
literally
card.
the Ayakashi card. That card's pretty banger in
I'm
standby.
happy to have it. Yeah, I'm happy to have it.
Yeah. For a standby, you'd probably play this. That card leads to some really aggressive level 0
Yeah, but it
sequencing
starts slamming
in
and cycling and
standby.
slamming and cycling, and you're
Yeah,
like, stop.
Brandon's been playing a ton of Ayakashi standby, and I'm like super. I mean, you mentioned it in your deck tech and stuff too. Of like the level 0 filtering is like pretty
Yeah,
aggressive.
you do. That's
In
very.
Ayakashi
There's so
standby.
much of it, and UK doesn't
Yeah.
have as much of it. But I think having this card is like a nice step for it. You get you're in the similar vein, right? You're like missing like one card that filters. You have this,
Hmm.
and you have the attack Azusa. It's fine. It's a good 2-star card. It's a good standby performer. You're not probably not gonna play this. You could play this in other decks. It's like a perfectly fine like red fix card, for sure.
Yeah, if you had to fix for red, it's at least an early filter to get the heavy stuff out.
Yes, sir. Next we have ours. Zero Zero Nadeshiko. Pay one, send this to winning room. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. If you do choose the 2 you can characters from among them, show them to your opponent. Choose one, add it to hand. Choose one, put underneath a character with tent face up as a marker. Send the rest to waiting room. The only thing I haven't liked about this card is when you don't want to check more than one. Like sometimes you're in those
Yeah,
situations
I
where
was
like I just
about to
need to
bring
check
that
one.
up. I think this is you probably only play this with
You play like
standby,
one.
right?
No, I played this in all the decks. You play like one of it. You
You
still
play
play
this
one of it.
one.
It's a proactive stock out that is deck speed, selection,
Okay.
filters
Okay.
tents proactively. This is like the one I was talking
Oh,
about
you
where
have
it's like
Rico. You have Rico to always get this.
you don't play
So.
Rico actually, I think. I don't know if you play
Well, no,
Rico.
like the
but...
green one,
Oh,
right?
well no, you don't I don't even know if you play that card to be honest.
Okay.
Like there's like a real world where you just don't play that card. There's an argument to always to play the card, there's an argument to not play the card. I think it's like tough. Like if you look at the
Okay.
one guys
I mean, it's
the
better on first deck to like pay
yeah.
out triggers and stuff like that. It's worse on second deck when you're trying to ramp because when the in the
But
times when
ideally
you're just
you've
trying,
ramped already, right? Like
yeah,
ideally.
it's like you're just trying to pay out. Like you're just trying to pay down. Your best line is like pay down 1, pay out my trigger climax, which is in second position from the previous turn. Like the best baseline for that, right, would always be pay 1, check 1, add a card, brainstorm to try to
Yeah.
get the card you actually want. And this card always forces you to hit 2, like you just
Until
said,
you don't need the marker
to try
anymore.
to get the tent until
Which is
you don't
right.
need the marker. So, but I guess you can always pass it up if you need to. So,
Yeah, I think this is like I like this card as like a deck 1 card. It helps you make sure that you're refreshing your deck at like before you hit level 2. Especially with like Chiaki. Is it
yeah, because
frozen?
Chiaki doesn't know.
Is the stream frozen? I can't see the stream actually.
Mine is
It looks
not.
fine to me.
At least not yet.
Having in. Okay. Well, moving on. Sorry, Ragnarok. I will give this card a 2. I think it is fine.
I mean, it's good on first deck for sure. It's just a little awkward later, but whatever.
I agree.
All right, level 0 Nadeshiko. If you have 5 or more hand, gets 2,000 powers. It's a 35, and it is a spammable brainstorm salvage ditch.
This card's pretty cool, actually. I think
I like this. I was about to say, I am a spammable enjoyer. I am on record as being a extreme spammable enjoyer, and when they do literally anything else useful at all, it's even better.
Yeah, being
So,
like a random oversize feels pretty good, right? Because you can like play this
yes.
down, and then it lives for a turn cycle. Then maybe
It's
you
just
actually
like what we
want to
talked
use
about
it.
at the beginning too. Like it's just like having cards that are additional quote unquote starters that also do other things.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is very
It's a
very
cool one.
powerful.
All right, we have our 0/0 Chiaki. This might be familiar to you, Carmen. On play, look at top 2, rearrange. Pay 1, drop 1, salvage 1, give one of your characters 1k power.
Whoa.
It's Katori from Dal. Whoa.
Yes, it is.
That card was pretty good in standby. I don't know how much you need it, but it's like doesn't hurt to have it because you're not always gonna be able to play the Chiaki bouncer, but sometimes but you will.
Yep.
This kind of gives you, a little bit more gas or to try to trigger your standbys, which is fine. Maybe you don't need to, play Chiaki down if you play this card, etc. It grabs your counters, etc., etc. It's fine. 2 stars.
Yeah. Fine utility card.
Red tent.
All right, red tent. Tent in Oigawa. This card cannot be targeted by your opponent's effect. Continuous. And then we get to the marker stuff. With 1 marker, all of your other Yuru Camp characters get 500 power. If there are 2 or more at the start of your climax phase, choose one of your Yuru Camp characters, give it 1500 power. Wow, okay, that's a lot. If there are 3 or more, this card gets the following ability: Continuous Assist 1000. If there are 4 or more at the start of your CX phase, choose one of your Yuru Camp characters, give it a soul. And then, obviously, at the end of your turn, if there are 5 more cards in your marker, send this away.
Very
That's
aggressive.
a lot of power.
Yeah.
So much power. That is so much power. Obviously, this is like
This is the worst of the played, but
both with Nadeshko's high door power line stuff and standby are probably where this shines.
No, I actually think standby does not play tense.
Does not play tense at all. I mean, yeah, the slots are probably really annoying.
Yes, because you're never gonna have the card to standby. Other than you're gonna get brainstorms. It's like
so for the Nadeshko stuff, right?
Yeah,
this is Nadeshko. Because like
pumps you soul so you can side things, gives you more power so you can win lanes. Because obviously this can give a single Nadeshko 3k power, right? So now the card's 13-5.
Costless continuous assist as the game goes on is like so crazy.
Yeah, but the blue one also does that though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like, it's like you read the first 3 line and you're like, all right, global 5, that's nice. Pump 15, that's pretty sick. Oh, it's just 1k, that's crazy. And then you read the next 10 and it's like, oh, the global 5 of the assist is also on that card, so I lose the 15, but I get Sprig and Kirito, one of the best back rows in the entire game.
Yeah.
Hard trade-off.
That's pretty crazy.
But yeah, this card, it's fine. It is a perfectly fine tent. I would not even call it bad. It's just the worst of the 3 tents. But it's specifically for Nadeshko, where I could very much understand somebody wanting to play this with the 3-2 Nadeshko. But at the same time, I'm a little more inclined to play into the green tent with that card because the stock charge means you're getting more gas that way, right? And you're maybe like have the resources to do more Nadeshkos with stock and do whatever you can. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think this card's like a solid 2. It's fine.
I think I've read the blue tent. I think the blue tent
when you know the blue tent exists.
Yeah, the blue tent outshining everything like makes a lot of these things awkward.
Yeah, and then this card, we have our zeros in Nadeshko. Pay 1 for the top card you're going to clock. When this is sent from stage to waiting room, pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose 2 Yuru Camp Delta characters from among them out of the hand. Show them to waiting room. It's Kirito Ricky. Literally the Kirito from Southampton. Vanilla. Yeah, it's like okay. It's probably the worst ones you can have. The vanilla ones don't feel very good. But it's there, right? If you want it. Red plussing card. Give it a 2, move on, I think. Not much to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Aqua.
Yeah.
1-0 Chiaki. During your turn, if you have 2 more of your Yuru Camp characters, gets 2k. And then during the turn, this is placed on the stage from your hand. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 1, rest 1 of your other standing characters to search your deck for up to 1 Yuru Camp character.
Pago.
Add it to your hand. Yuko is pretty good.
Yuko is good. Would you believe me if I said the worst? This card being red is probably the worst part about it.
Oh yeah, the fact that you can't just like splash this in any deck.
Yeah. The thing is,
so good.
Blue has a different Yuko for blue.
Oh.
And then green might arguably want this card a bit more. But this does give you selection for Nadeshko, which is kind of nice, right? So like I think ideally, like it's cool in like the mono red is kind of like its little own deck with a lot of the blue one also charges up your 10. Yeah, I didn't want to tell him that because he didn't know the card, but I think it's cute that like mono red is like its own thing where you can get a lot of power, you can get your effects, you can rest the red tent for the Yuko, get your selection, you can do all those things, which is pretty cute. The card is fine though. Yuko's a good card, right? Everybody likes Yuko. This is like one of the reasons I would want to play red is like actually to have a Yuko in my deck.
You also like, unless your tent is a green tent or you're maxed out, you like always have a standing card to tap down,
Yeah,
which is what makes
exactly.
Yuka's even better in this
But yeah,
set.
with the Yuru Camp stuff, it's actually like, pretty solid. All right, we have our 1-0 Sakura. We love Nadeshiko's sister. When this plays on stage from hand, this turn gets X power. X equals the number of your Yuru Camp characters times 500. So it'll be a 7k. And then pay 1, drop 1. When this is front attack, you may pay the cost you do. Choose one of your other characters with Nadeshiko in its name and this card and add them to hand. So I actually think this card is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's like
it's a
bounces
JC.
itself, so it pluses. Yeah,
it's a JC when this is front attacked. So like it's the JC you can't play around, technically.
Yeah, because they'll have to front this eventually. So
yeah, if they side this card, then you kept your. It's like keeping your JC on the board. It's all the same.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's modes if they side this because they killed your Nadeshiko, and this card is like kind of weak. But like in the modern world of Weiss Schwarz, where most 1-0s don't have a power line, if you just like this can and like or you're playing like the red tent shit, like this you can just give this power again, and then it can probably win lane, right? And it's like fine. And if they're gonna side it, then you're taking less damage. There's like some roundabouts to it. I think this card's like fine though. If you want to play the Nadeshiko deck,
there's 2 different Nadeshiko level 1 combos. Obviously, one of them is the wrong color. But what I also like about this is that brainstorm we looked at that's really overspec is also a Nadeshiko. So the fact that it's a level 1 JC, I mean, at least it's big, but you can still shove up if you have a lane that card can either side or live. This does help you keep up the game. You get your card back, keep playing.
Yeah, and then it's also just nice that it's a JC that it doesn't sack itself, right? So it gives you itself to play again on the next turn as well.
Yeah.
You convert a shit card in your hand into another card, and this card is like a decent attacker at 7 or 8 with a climax. Like
yeah,
it's
not bad at all.
This card's pretty good. I like it. I'll give it a 3. I think if you play the Nadeshiko stuff, there's like a it's hard to not want to play like at least like 2 of this card, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
So we got our
1/1 Aoi. If you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, it gets 1500 power and hand on core. And when this card's battle opponent is reversed, if you have the standby in your climax area, choose a character in your waiting room, salvage it.
Yeah, it's the D-side one.
Yep.
It's like fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's 7k, but it's 85 with the Aoi 2/2.
It's always 55, which means it's safer to just toss in front row at 0.
That's true.
Yeah, it's probably okay. This is probably just fine.
Yeah,
simple.
It's like see, this is like the card like I kind of wish that I didn't have. They just gave me like a 3/2 standby combo instead of this card, but like it's not like the worst card in the world.
Because
like
the level 0 is so ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. 2/2 Nadeshiko. Alarm. Discard 1 when this is on the top of your clock. At the start of climax phase, you can pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose a Yuru Camp character from among them. Add it to short your opponent. Add it to hand. Send the rest to waiting room, and then it has hand on core. I don't think this card is very good, but it reminded me of the Sakuya from Shiny Colors that people played with set 1, but that was an Azusa. And that was also at the beginning of your main phase it did it. This is at the beginning of your climax phase. And why do I want the delayed? Like the delay on this card just doesn't help it, right? If it was main phase, it's like, okay, sure. You know, you're getting an 8k hand on core, but you're getting an Azusa in your deck that you can clock for early and do your thing. I don't like this card very much.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think this is needed.
But there's also just a generic 2/2 in this set. So it's literally the I think it's literally like the Ayakashi 2/2. Right, your go.
3/2 Nadeshiko. If you have 2 or less climax in your waiting room, this gets -1 level in hand. 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters gets 1000 power. And then on play, search your deck for a character, show it to your opponent, add it to hand, shuffle your deck. So early play, 2 or less, 10/5, search your deck.
It's like Kosaki. Except instead of 2 pendants, it's 2 or less CXs. This is a 2014 card with a worse EP condition.
Yeah, not that great.
Yeah, it's like fine. There's like a world where you can look at it. Like EP search is pretty good though, but like not good enough, I think. All right, we have our 0/0 Sakura. Alarm. If it's on the top card of your clock, all of your Yuru Camp characters get the following ability. When this attacks, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back at the top of the deck in any order. This is like a pretty good alarm.
Yeah, all your characters getting that effect is pretty crazy.
Yeah, like it makes it like I genuinely do think not only does this help Archer, which is very nice. This like just makes it so this deck is actually proficient at standby cards at all levels, which is very nice.
You
It
can like
means like your
always.
alloys can be like very reasonable to get on board. It makes like the filtering at 0 feel a lot better. It's good. Good card.
Yeah,
I'd give this like a
it
3.
was
This
fun.
card is like a very solid inclusion for standby, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, what am I
Alright.
reading? All right. Level 0 Nadeshiko. During your turn, gets 1,000 power. When this is reversed, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose a climax from among them added to hand. So the rating room. If you added a card to hand, discard a card. On death, Kome.
Yep.
Swings at 3K.
It's good.
It's fine, yeah.
It's Kome. It's fine. Under
On death,
Kome.
Kome is level 0. They've
I wish
more
this,
sets
this
have been
is
getting
on
these.
death and not on reverse. But...
Oh, it's on reverse.
yeah, so
on reverse is much worse.
Beaufort one. The Beaufort diesel one.
Yeah, on reverse is much worse. But whatever, it's fine. If you're really hard up for
Not
your
Kome.
climax,
Which I don't know if any of the decks are, but like maybe standby would play this. Maybe
standby or door, like if you're playing 8 door or
maybe.
something like.
But yeah, like
deck,
bar pants,
whatever.
they don't really need it. So
No.
2K counter. Nadeshiko, 2K counter. Defend your Nadeshiko level 1 combo. That's good enough, right?
Yeah.
Is she looking out a window? She is looking out a window.
Yep. She's on the train. That was just a 2K. You can read this one.
Yeah, sure. 1-0 Nadeshiko. If all your characters are Yuru Camp, this gets 2K power. When this card's battle opponent is reversed, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put them back on the top of your deck in the order. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's a card, man.
Yeah. Basically. Go
How
for
many
it.
blue cards are there for uncommons of 55
A lot.
already?
A lot.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. 1-0 Nadeshiko. When this attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's level 1 or higher, you may place it underneath the character with 10 in its name, face up as a marker. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and so instead of stock charging, you get 10 stacking. And blue also does have a stock charging version of this as well.
Okay. I don't know if I like this or not. If you're turbo ramp,
I don't love this card, but
it's also red. I don't know if you're like playing a lot of red.
Unless you're playing, this is like a fine card. If like again, this is like a card for like the Nadeshiko deck, is what I feel like, versus like actually playing.
Yeah, I don't think you'd play this in anything other than Nadeshiko waifu.
Yeah, it's like a 1. It's like a 1, but if you play Nadeshiko waifu, it's like a good card because it helps. It's like it's one of the few ways to stack your tents as a Nadeshiko. 1-1 Chiaki, 7/5 hand encore. Standby staple if you want it. You can be your 5th and 6th standby, or if you just want to play empty.
If you don't have a lot of plussing zeros, you probably do just play for the 1/1 as your plussing 0 at 0.
Yeah.
So
you can play the 6/1/1 deck and
1
then
or 2 of this. Yeah,
it's fine. It's a 1/1/7/5, right? Not much to talk about.
Yeah.
Do it at 2. Flash on. Card. Have fun.
2/1 INO. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, it gets 6,000 power. At the start of your encore step, if you have the door in your climax area, and this is in your front row, and the slot across from this character has either no character or a reverse character, put up to 1 card from the top of your deck into stock, and until the end of your opponent's next turn, gives the following ability. This cannot be reversed. So it swings in at 13/5 with climax, and then can't be reversed, and you get a stock.
This card's ass.
Yeah. Not very good. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah, this card's ass.
Yeah, I don't like it. Next.
Like, there's so much anti-synergy with this card where it's like, cool, fever to not die, and you get a stock, you get a blind stock. This could just be a clean stock.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be blind.
Why is this 6 a triple? That's a really good question. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just so shit. I don't know why. 2/2 alloy for each of your other front row Yuru Camp characters. It gets 2K power, and it is a hand encore. It is literally the Ayakashi 2/2, I'm pretty sure, right? No, the Ayakashi 2/2 was a 11K with no hand encore. This is a 10K.
Yeah, this is 10K hand encore.
Which is fine.
Yep, standby
Different
card.
flavor of it. It's fine. When you stand by as much as you do in this set, like, that's probably pretty good if you're playing all the standby shit. If play down a combo with 2.
Blue.
It's already time for blue. Yeah, blue is 41 cards total.
All right. Let me grab another beer then. I'll be right back.
Okay. Generic standby. Yep. Indeedy doody. Best girl gets best cards. That's not a Deshko, man. Deshko definitely got shafted. Bring me back to Precious Memories when Nadeshko was the best deck. I'm also still sad this set has no pine cones in it. I know there's like no pine cones in season 3, but like, man, the pine cone, bro. I love the pine cone. All the funny set 1 and set 2 cards that could have been. Pinecone was pretty broken in Precious Memories, man. I was hoping for a broken Pinecone here. But no Rin offering box. No event in Nadeshko slapping $100 bill on the table. Dude, we could have had Pinecone money counter. That'd have been so sick. He stops forest fires. He reminds you. Be careful. Oh well. Yeah, I'm happy with this set. I was saying it before when Carmen was gone before, but like I like this set a lot. I'm really happy with it. I will probably play it for that and be happy. What I'm gonna play, I don't know yet. I'm on bar pants right now with what I was drafting up, but I think there's a real world to play like 8 bar or maybe like bar door. Like I just think Chiaki level 1 is probably the play no matter what though.
All right, I'm back.
All right,
I'm good to
back.
go.
All right, onward to blue. I was that one, so you are the first card.
All right, level 0, Rin. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock, search your deck for level 1 or lower. So it's a Ricky, and then at the start of your climax phase, choose one of your Yuru Camp characters, give it 1,000 power. Okay, that is pretty sick.
Yeah,
give
it's
it
a good
anywhere.
effect.
That's really
it helps
good.
a lot because if you
Okay.
notice, like Yuru Camp's offensive power is pretty low, so this gives you a way to have offensive power around a little bit more.
That is a really good second effect for Ricky.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm down.
It makes it feel a little bit less bad when you tuck your Ricky in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, all right, it's a 1K pumper every turn until I like promote it. Like, okay, sure. It's 4. It's a good Ricky.
Yeah, easy 4. Good Ricky.
All right, 0/0 INO. If you have 2 or less stock, it's 300 power, so it's a 3,500 cross turn if you have 2 or less stock, which is a little awkward with Clean Cut, I think, because obviously Clean Cut wants to attack 3 times. So realistically, this card is not gonna be a 3K cross turn. But if you had to slow roll with like single attack Clean Cut, it can be, or a double attack Clean Cut, it can be a 35 and then maybe live. And then obviously then it's Clean Cut. So I mean it's like fine. If this card had been 3 or less stock, I think this card would have been a lot better.
With even then, with all the tents, you like go first, drop whatever, go second.
You can drop it as an oversized going first.
Ricky,
that is true.
Go second, Ricky. Pump this if you have to, so it's minimum 3K, even if you have to attack third. But you can just attack with it second, cut your tent. I don't know. This seems like a no-brainer to me if you have the slots, but maybe you don't have the slots.
Like I don't know. Like I was fitting this card into my deck, and I was like, yeah, this seems really good. Maybe I play 3 at worst, whatever. And then like Kevin was like, yeah, this card sucked. He's like, it didn't feel very good. And I'm like, oh, I guess I can understand. And then I saw the one guy's list playing none of it and just slamming 4 odds, and that I understood. And then even Rentaro, I think, plays none of it. Like, maybe it's just the play. And like the awkward part is like, blue is so easy to fix for compared to a lot of other colors that like this plus Ricky taking up 8/0 slots in blue, plus probably playing Sprig Intent, which is like another 3. That's 11 blue cards.
When it comes to the only way I could see you not playing this is colors and slots.
Like literally,
if so, then sure.
I was building like bar pants when I was building it at first. I was at like 25 blue and like 15 green or like 16 green. And even playing like bar door, you're randomly just at like 12 blue cards, 13 blue cards in your deck. And you're losing a lot of room for other colors just trying to slam this in. Like, it is really awkward. I think if you're gonna play like the blue deck, it's
maybe as
fine.
lists gets more refined and we start
Cutting
cutting
certain
the things
things.
we don't need, we find we have the slots to play three.
Yeah,
You
maybe
probably
it
play
could be like a
minimum
reasonable
this.
3 of, but
Because I feel like with the tents and all the stuff you want to hit, you probably don't want to be Ricking.
I
For
thought
this.
about the one of. I thought about the one of Ricky
Yeah,
though. You play like the
I
one
was
of
thinking
Ricky.
about that too. But I feel like there's so much other stuff. Is like because in a deck with a lot of back row targets, right? You just want to play a lot of clean cut because you just want to naturally windfall into those cards because you say, okay, I'm playing 6 to 8 clean cuttable cards. So I play clean cut as my plussing 0 so that I draw one of each of
Gotta give
them.
this a rating.
But yeah, I think as lists get more refined and we cut
There's
the
a world.
fat, there we can probably find the space for at least 3 of the cards. So I
Yeah,
think it's probably
it's a good card. It's definitely like a good
Hanson's right in
playable
chat.
card.
Being able to slam your clean cut as an overslice going first, it's really good.
Yeah, but then if the card does die, you do feel really bad though.
Yeah, true. All right. 1-0 Rin. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, it gets 2k. So 6-5, 7-5 with climax. And then when this attacks, if you have the pants in your climax area, you can discard a card. And if you do, perform the following effect twice. Look it up to 3 from the top of your deck. Choose a Yuru Camp character, add it to hand, show it to your opponent. Ditch the rest.
Yeah, so
That's a lot of deck speed.
yeah, my initial reaction to this card was, damn, that goes through a lot of cards. That's probably pretty fucking insane because you mill 21 cards off your combo turn. And then I kind of backed up on the card and I was like, okay, but it's mash. But it's mash that you have to like dig more to get potentially less. Like, right, it could be a really awkward
worse
card.
It's so worse
in second deck. This card is so bad.
On second deck, this card is dog shit.
Because you're like flip 1, clean, add. Then you have to flip 1 more, clean, add. It's like mash in that regard. Like it's effectively mash that can dig more. But if you see 2 cards you want in the first 3, you have to give up one of them, which can be like its own problem too. Even the first 2, right? If you don't just commit to that first card and you flip a card you actually wanted on a set, like you're like, oh fuck, like now I have to go at least one more card. I have to stop there, add, and then go at least one more card. So that's kind of awkward. And it's like, it's fine. It's probably still like a perfectly serviceable combo, but I can see a lot where this card falls flat. You can just add a discard target for the next combo, but that's not the problem. The problem ends up being that you don't want to mill, but you're being forced to mill. And like, if you see like character, event, climax, you have to add a card. I mean, you still have to check at least one more card. And like, you probably want to play events. Like blue has good events. You might want to play Chikua event, and then that's like maybe you're playing like 3 to 6 events maybe. Rin has a good event. Spoilers that you might want to probably play, especially when this card, because you need that card to make this loopable, because this is a pants combo, but it's a pants combo that is very hard to loop without external sources. Which you do have some, like you have the Yuka we talked about, and you'll have the event that I talk about.
I think I'd rather play any of the bars.
Yeah, that's my problem, right? I think the bar, Chiaki bar, and Nadeshiko door just feel a lot more appealing to me because they're cards that I think are better in deck 2. Because they can opt, like Chiaki can just opt to not blind stock and just be a really big Rico on reverse. And then it's fine, and that card can actually get power. Granted, the argument is like that card can't always get reverses later in the game too, which is real. Nadeshiko always can top check though, and be a twin driver if you need it to be.
Yeah, true.
Cigarettes being force mill has its own downsides like this card, so I think that card is more on tier with this card. It's just like you have to kind of pick your combo. Every combo in Yuru Camp has some sort of downside. There's no just like ubiquitously like this is the combo. So you have to pick your poisons. I just think that this is like very frustrating in some ways, but this is very good for being that first deck combo And if that's what you
Yeah, you
want,
just
that's
rip
what
your
you're
first
getting.
deck apart.
Your first deck will almost never impact you so long as you got to resolve this card. You're just accepting that, like, if you need to play this down later, it could very well lead to playing a Destroy Deck December deck. Where, like, do you
Yeah,
want to be doing that?
you just rip
It's
your deck
hard.
apart
It's
every
hard.
turn.
But it's fine. I think this card is a solid. I still would probably give this a 3. I think it's a card worth testing. I think that's like basically all the
Good
one combos
trigger.
except for Chiaki. I think
Good at
Chiaki's just
processing cards.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card is fun. He's also doing the if anybody's played Final Fantasy Strangers in Paradise, it's the Jack Garland fist bump. I love that card. I love that fucking dude. All right, 3/2 Rin fun card. Rondo, my beloved. If you the number of markers you have underneath your other characters with 10 is 3 or more, this gets pay 1 discard pay 1 ditch 1. When this attacks, you may deal 1 damage to your opponent. And when this play on stage from hand, heal 1. Climax combo, pay 1, drop 1. When this attacks, if you have the Pants Climax, you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, you may pay the cost you deal 3 damage to your opponent. This card's like basically Rondo. What are her feelings regarding chaos? I don't think Ren is a very chaotic person, but yeah, this card is like basically a Rondo, right?
Yeah.
If you have the markers, so what's really sick about this card is that this card is fucking massive. If you have 3 markers under your 10,
it's really big.
This card is 11 by itself. No, like off turn, right? Think about the cross turn implication. This card is 11 by itself. Then the blue tent will give it an extra 1,500 if you're in front of the blue tent. That is a 12/5 cross turn level 3 combo.
For nothing. Yeah.
That can be very reasonable to where like some decks, their level 3 combo doesn't hit 12/5. I think there's a lot of decks where the level 3 combos don't hit 12/5.
Yeah, they could just very reasonably not
So,
be able to clear
so this card healing means that even if you don't draw door, this card can very reasonably still be an on attack, pay 1, drop 1, burn 1 on a second turn you have to play out. Which is like pretty solid, I think.
Yeah, the fact that it's so big means that it's,
and then this card is just, it's pay 2, ditch 2, burn 1, burn 3. But it's modular to where you don't have to always do the burn ones.
I was going to say, I also love that you can sequence this however you'd like.
Yeah, you can burn 3, burn 1. Your opponent leaves you like the 2-card deck. So you can go burn 3 first and then burn 1 after into the new deck. So you can try to like leverage the stick.
If I'm playing Yuru Camp,
you want to play this card, right? Yeah, right. Like
I'm playing it.
That's kind of how I feel about it too.
It's crazy.
So I think the bar level 3 is very safe, and a part of me isn't surprised if people just play the bar because it's comfier. But this is the really cool top end. This is the top end that rewards me for playing the tent. This is the top end that I think has like a really good chance to be resolvable on a second turn if you get to live, which I think is very niche, and not a lot of decks can say that in the current format, that they have a proficient second turn at 3 when they live.
I would even play. I saw Hanson say this doesn't come out early.
It does not come out early, but
I'd play this with fucking standby. I'd play 6 standby 2 pants, dude.
That'd be very funny.
I would literally play to put this out as my level 3 target if I could ramp my 10 fast enough.
But yeah, like
this thing would be huge.
I just really do think this has a lot of upside to it. It's a very cool card. The set has more than enough good tools to get 10 to 3. And that's what matters. And then Chiaki is very good at... So what's really cool, right? And I found very frustrating, partially as well, playing Chiaki, was I was pretty low on hand a lot of the time. But you look at Rin, and like, double Rin is still pretty resolvable, even on like a lower hand. To where it's like, okay, right? You can like promote your tent up, play down double Rin, and then get some amount of like the burns based on like your triggers and stuff. It's like fine. And like Chiaki gives you so much stock, but the stock is not the problem on this card. I think what double Rin is 8 stock, 2, 4. No, is it 6 stock?
Double Rin
2, 4, 2 stock. Get a stock back. Attack the other lane. Get a stock back. 2 stock. 6 stock. Double Rin is 6 stock for burn 1, burn 3, burn 1, burn 3 swing. Swing. The 3 swing. That's fine. That's like good, right?
Put me on the Vespa, man. I'm playing this card.
I think this card's cool. I like this card a lot. I'd give this card a 5. I think this is
I'm a big
This
fan.
is one of the reasons you pick Yuru Camp, is because you think this card is fucking sick. And I would agree. Air horn. We love Rin. Also, Rin is cute. She's not Nadeshiko
Yes,
cute, but she's
agree.
cute. They're all cute. Campers are good.
She doesn't keep the bun.
She doesn't keep the bun, but long hair Rin's pretty cute too, though. And look
Yeah,
at
long hair
that.
Rin's
Also,
pretty
that
good.
climax is fucking
Yeah,
goated.
the climax is great.
When I was building the deck, I didn't remember what the climax arts look like. Did Rondo get a 5? I don't. I think we gave Rondo a 5. That card was pretty broken. It would have been Ryan. I think Ryan. No, Ryan did decide. So you gotta blame Ryan if it didn't get a 5. I don't know. But that climax, when I saw that, I was like, "That's a good fucking climax." You have the XD Nadeshiko and the DX. It's true. It's so good. God bless. Now your turn.
All right, level 0 Anna. When this is placed on stage from your hand, you can discard a climax. If you do, choose 2 Yuru Camp characters in a waiting room. Choose one, add it to hand, place, and then choose the other one. Put it underneath this character with tent in its name, face up as a marker. Send the rest to waiting room.
It's pretty good, right? Like
I mean, you're playing bar and pants. You probably slot one of this.
well, unironically, like, so I couldn't find room for this card because you have shit like the Spriggan and the drop salvage that you'd probably rather be playing a lot more often.
True.
But like this is like not a bad one of. I would like very reasonably not look at somebody bad for playing a copy of this card. The other thing is that the helmet also stacks markers, so it's like there's just so many cards that it's like, do I need that many cards to stack markers when I could just be playing other cards that do it, right? I think this card's like a solid like 2 though. It's like a good tent card. It's fine. The TX salvage fine. Your other option for the TX salvage is obviously the clock bomb. So next card, we have our 0/0 Rin. She is a pay 1 act to draw drop. That's the Miku, Hatsune Miku thing. I think that was like the only set I could think of that had that. And then it's a pay 1 rest self Surge Brainstorm, which is fine. I think this is also like a pretty good brainstorm for what it is. Helps you sift for cards if you don't need the Nadeshiko Brainstorm and you want the blue fix. This is there. Help fix hand. It's like fine, right? No real complaints.
Yeah,
if you're okay with the Surge Brainstorm. It's nice too. It's nice having another brainstorm. I think that's like a big thing. Like just having another brainstorm like a low rarity, like a rare, is nice.
All right. Level 0 Rin. Discard 1 card. Send this to waiting room. Choose one of your characters with tent in its name. Choose up to 1 of this card in your waiting room. Place it underneath that character face up as a marker, and then choose a Yuru Camp character in your waiting room. Add it to your hand. So it is a helmet that sends itself underneath as a marker.
Yep. Compression neutral helmet too. That's like one of those little things that I really like about some of the the 10 cards. Is all the 10 cards are like compression neutral cards because you're picking you're sacking this
crazy,
sacking this, markering itself, then stitching a card, but also picking up a card. So you're not like decompressing yourself when you're doing these things. You're just cycling your hand out. It's pretty cool. I think this is like a really good card. I think this is like a pretty common 2 of. I'd probably give it a. I like helmets. I'm gonna give it a 4. I fucking love helmet. I think helmet's one of the fucking coolest profiles. Ram Bomb, my beloved. I'm coming back soon. Right, we have 0/0 Enna. This card's also pretty cool. It is a Fuka, so it is when this is sent from stage to winning room, you can discard 1. If you do, look at top 4 for a level 1 or higher card. Show it to your opponent, add it to hand, send this to winning room. And this card is Act. You can send this to winning room to pump one of your Yuru Camp characters 2k power.
Oh, that's really cool.
So it's a Fuka that you don't have.
Finally sends
it can cash itself out. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The early turns where you unfortunately have to make that play a lot less painful.
Yep, and like it's pretty cool. Like even with things like Chiaki, right? You can like play a Chiaki. Like you go like, let's say like hypothetically your hand is like a single Chiaki and like a 1/0 Rin. You can like, but you need to like kill 2 lanes. You can like pump your Chiaki up, sack it, and like sack this, ditch fix, try to like dig for another Chiaki potentially. And then like if you can find one or if you can whatever, you can just like play it down. You get a little more deck speed, you get more selection for your cards, and then maybe you see another Chiaki, and then the Shimakai can pump that Chiaki, and you got 2 10Ks or like maybe bigger if you have the 10, maybe like 10-5, 11-5. It's like pretty cool. Like it's neat. I have no room for this card, but I do think this card is still good all the same though. But again, the problem with this card, I think this card would be better if it wasn't blue.
But, yeah, it's just more
like blue. blue has the problem of there's so many cards and there's so many good cards in it, but you have to start giving up the good cards because they're blue. This is also a pretty good card.
One
It's your
zero
turn.
INO. When this is placed on station in your hand, you can discard one, search your deck for one level 0 or lower character, place it on station in a stock slot, shuffle your deck, and then it is a cost bomb
She helps you
for
get your
bottom
10.
deck. Yep, it literally just spawns your tent, spawns any level 0 from your deck. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's a
So,
pretty good card. It's nice, like one or two of. You probably look to play it. No, probably
yeah,
not.
I don't. I don't know. Cost bombs are pretty dead. I don't think I'd slot this in immediately
I mean,
to
it's
be
like
played.
it's your
like
fourth. It's one card that acts as both a fourth tent and a fourth brainstorm,
mm-hmm.
and like your other cards too. It's like fine, right?
And
It's
then
like
it's an attacker. Yeah, it's okay.
it's fine. Also, being like I mean, I say being a 1K matters, but I mean, this card can bomb a Fuka.
It can bomb
Which is
level
very
0,
funny.
which is funny that is a benefit.
All right, 1/1 INO. Send this to the bottom of your deck. Search your deck for a Yuru Camp character. Show it to your opponent. Add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So I actually came around on this card because of that dude's article. I thought this card was actually kind of ass because it's just a drop search, right?
Yeah.
It's actually like it's like a drop search, but it's one less hand for the stock. So it's kind of like the Kana helmet thing. I came around on this card because I thought it was pretty cool that this card actually beats the Nino 1/1, the anti-reverse Nino, like the costless reverse.
Oh, because it's 6/5.
This has real power. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this card is like 7 or 8 with the blue tent. So this card can actually like potentially live if you can like ramp your tent early in the game. Like you just have one of those games where you get like an early tent and you're level 1 still. Those can be pretty big. In general, it's effectively a drop search that doesn't take up your board. So I had a play in like one of the 2 games I was playing where I went play this down, play down the LIEP, sack it, search my deck for another LIEP, play another LIEP. Which obviously like a luxury play
yeah.
because I had the stock to do so, but it was really cool to get to do it. And in general, it's a 1/1 drop search, cash yourself out, so it's not plugging up your board. So like if you and it cleans out your stock for you, technically you can do the thing where this can just be an infinite stock out as well, right? Or like,
Yeah, you can just
my
search
climax
itself.
my climax is 3 stock deep. Sack itself, sack itself, sack itself. Pay out, pay 3 stock out, then you get your search, whatever. If you really need it to be, which is kind of cringe, but it's like spam brainstorming without ripping your deck apart if your deck is good. And obviously it just finds you your level 1 combo or whatever you need to find. It's like fine. Like I came around to the card. I thought this card was like dog shit, and I think this card's like actually like pretty solid. It's worth testing if you're playing like blue, which you're probably playing blue in your deck realistically. So especially with Chiaki, I think this card is really good because it helps get rid of the blind stocks. So yeah, another INO. Go for it, Carmen.
2/1 memory kick back up.
Yeah, memory kick back up. It's fine. Whatever, 2. If you need it, you got it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carmen. You get the cool tent.
I did it. Okay. Tenten Oigawa. This cannot be targeted by your opponent's effects. Then we got the markers. 1 or more marker, global 5. If there are 2 or more, you get discard a card when you trigger a climax. As long as you have another Yuru Camp character, you can choose a character in your waiting room and add it to your hand. If there are 3 or more, you get assist 1,000 to front.
Friggin' Kirito, my beloved.
This is the wrong art.
This is the wrong art? This is the wrong art. This is a fucking an angry Anna. Does she have the? She put it in here at all? What number is that Anna?
I don't know.
We're on 76. So you just skipped. Oh, hang on, I gotta go look at what 77 was too. We're gonna just.
77's in there.
Was it?
Yeah, 77's right.
76, 70. So this is 78.
It's just that it's hard to see
she put it
8 or
twice.
6.
Okay,
Yeah.
Come on, catwalk. Oops. Where's that card? Waste tea time, guys. Good,
It should still be on
repository.
there.
Yeah, I was like, look
Yeah.
at. I'm like, I didn't remember the tent being an angry Enna, but like, I'm about it if it is. It's really funny. Oh, she uploaded it. Oh no, did she? No, it's the Rin. Wait, it's Rin
Yeah,
vibin.
this ran there. Just vibing.
Yeah, so that's the card. But it's still the right text though. All the same.
Yep.
Such
I mean, that's pretty crazy. Spring and
the
Kirito's
fucking this dude.
insane.
I do love this Enna art though. It's just so funny. She's just so angry for no reason.
It caps out at 3 markers, unlike the other ones that go to 4. But
Yeah. But you still get the fourth tent. You still get the fourth marker. So
yeah,
you still do, it
get the
doesn't
4th
do
marker.
anything. Which is
and
nice though. Honestly.
I mean, Sprig and Kirito's fucking insane.
I mean, this card's insane. Like this is Global 5. Assist 1k Sprig and Kirito. This is literally for 2 markers, it is verbatim Sprig and Kirito. With an extra effect. Because you did a fucking helmet or a drop salvage.
Yeah.
Like this tent is insane.
Crazy.
This is the card that I think single-handedly saves. Like, Bar Pants, to me, is one of the worst climax lineups in Weiss Schwarz. If not the worst, right? Fucking terrible, dog shit, awful, and all the anti-synergy in the world. But suddenly, when you have a Sprig and Kirito and you put it in my face, I can be swayed into a Sprig and Kirito.
Sprig and Kirito's
You know, I could be swayed to play Bar Pants when you give me this. I would be willing to give this card a 5. I think this is like also one of the draws to Yuru Camp. This tent is fucking beyond strong, and like I think what the fuck was this air horn? I think in any world that I want to play tents, I'm playing this card. Like it's like very hard to convince me to play the green tent when I could play this card, unless I'm playing like Door specifically. And even with Door, the card is still pretty good because it's Door plus a hand fix. So card's good.
Sprig and Kirito's pretty crazy.
Alright, now we have our 0/0 INO. During your turn, if all your characters are Yuru Camp, this gets 2k power. Climax combo, level 0 climax combo, my beloved. When this deck, if you have Pants coming to the climax stand, you have 3 or more other Yuru Camp characters, reveal the top card of your deck. Or the top 2 cards of your deck. Your opponent chooses 1 character or from among them, add it to your hands, and it's waiting. This card is ass.
Yeah, not good.
I hate Kamome.
Kamome, yeah. Kamome was better when she had a really big power line.
Kamome wasn't good even when she was released.
Okay, she was really big for her time.
She was really big, but the combo was still ass.
Yeah, the combo's not very good. Summer Pockets.
I love showing my opponents a fucking brick and a level 0, and them just giving me the brick, and I'm like, you show them the 1/1 event, and you show them like a level 0. The best things you could reveal were like 1/1 event, level 1 combo, and level 0 bonder to the 1/1 event in any combination. Yeah. Were like the peaks of what you could reveal to your opponent. Because then it didn't matter. But yeah, this card is bad. Like there's no way you ever play this card, unfortunately. Sorry, I know.
Rip.
There's the 1/0.
Real Angiana. When this is placed on stage from your hand, perform the following effect twice. Look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or bottom of your deck, so scry to 2. And then when this is reversed, if the battle opponent is level X or lower, you may reverse that character. X is equal to the number of the Rin finisher in your waiting room.
If this card was Escanor, if this was bottom deck Escanor, I'd be in it.
Yeah,
I'd be like, all right, I could play like
I
could fuck with like playing a copy or 2 of this.
Bro, Surveil or like the Scryer Surveil 2.
You go like look at 2, look bottom, brainstorm, and then you get Escanor bomb. The bottom deck's the card. The hard moves the card. No, being a red bomb is like okay, but it's like not good enough. I think.
No,
I'll still give it a 2 because it's like fine, and Rin is like the play card. So like if you wanted to play it, it's like understandable, but like it's not that good. Right, we have 1/0 Rin. During your turn, if you have 2 or more other Yuru Camp characters, this gets 6k. This is plus 2k power, so it's 6/5. When this attacks, if it climax in your climax area, if it's level 1 or higher, send it to stock. The generic level climax combo, the new stock charger effect, right? That aren't reversed. It's fine. 75 is pretty big though, with a climax. No real complaints.
75 is pretty big. Yeah.
This is like the card that you would play if you don't want to play Chiaki. Right.
Yeah, because if you have Chiaki, you're already stock charging.
Yeah, so
so
this gives you the way to
you don't
get you your
need it.
stock if you want to play Rin, but that's fine. No complaints. That's a good card.
1-0 Rin. During the turn that's placed on the stage from your hand or deck, when this card's battle opponent is reversed, you may pay 1 and rest one of your other standing Yuru Camp characters. If you do, choose 2 of your Yuru Camp characters in your waiting room. Choose 1, add it to hand. Choose 1, place it underneath the character with Tent in its name, face up as a marker, send the rest to waiting room.
Yeah, it's Yuko. That stacks markers. Salvage
Yeah,
Yuko.
we play this one.
Yeah, you'd play this card.
Markers. Yeah.
You don't. I can't fit this with Chiaki, obviously, but like when you're playing Rin, you 100% play this card.
Yeah, you 100% play it.
Card's really good. Proactive way to get your reverse, get a salvage, get a marker for free. It's really strong. I think this card's like a 4. Really, really good.
This card's really good.
Another angry Anna. Pay 2/1 Anna. Pay 2 if you have 4 or more Yuru Camp characters. When you use this card's back, you can pay the cost. If you do, waiting room anti-change. So it's the Nino anti-change counter.
Yep. You play it if you need it.
Me when my opponent plays an early play.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a 2. It's hard because full board and you don't have like a lot of big cards, but like that's okay. No complaints.
3-2 Rin. If you have 2 or less climax in your waiting room, it's early play. 500 power for each of your other back row Yuru Camp, and then on play, discard, choose a Yuru Camp character from your clock, add it to hand.
Yeah, no, it's a kill to hand.
It's an early play.
This is the other EP I mentioned in the beginning, where it's like if you didn't want to play, this is the one that people were like, oh, if you don't want to play the Aoi because you don't want to play the Handa stock, understandable, you can play this. But also in reality, Aoi is not a Handa stock. It's not a heal to stock EP a lot of the time, because Aoi is very likely going back to your hand. Is this the Itsuki? Wasn't the Itsuki like on act gets power or whatever?
The Itsuki was bigger.
Itsuki was like on act gets 500 for each of your characters or whatever, each of your Itsukis, wasn't it?
No, that's the green one. The
green one is on act gets the green one is choose one of your opponent's characters, can't be reversed, and then it's when using act. It's an 8K when using act gets 3K, and it's EP if you have 4 more other Itsukis, I think. Or that one might be the 2 or more EP. Yeah, Itsuki is bigger. Yeah. This is Itsuki without the act text, because this is like a fucking uncommon. But like this card's fine. It's like a 2. It's the other early play you can play. We're happy to have another early play. It's in blue, which is nice. All right, we have 3-2 Rin. On play, heal 1, pay 3, ditch 2. At the end of this card's attack, you can pay the cost. If you do, deal 4 damage to your opponent. It's like a fine off 6 finisher. You could play this with standby. It's like fine. Standby out this with an archer or whatever. You can play this from hand if you have the extra stock. It's like fine. No real complaints. This card will always. What's nice is that 0 stock. This always gets to resolve. By the end of attack.
End of attack. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty nice. Solid 2.
Level 0 Rin. If you're level 1 or higher, your 2-0 Enna Manila gets -1 level. And then it is a what is it? Cost 0 spawner brainstorm?
Yeah, it's like the Aqua Brainstorm. Yeah.
I haven't seen one of these in fucking years. But you can spawn 2 zeros at level 0, which is very funny.
Yes, sir.
That's what
this is for. So
yeah, very funny. Not very good.
Yeah, we'll give it a 1. It's not real, but isn't this the green off finisher that standby free Rin plays? Yeah, sure is. 0-0 Rin. When this is played on stage from hand or attack, choose one of your Yuru Camp characters, give 300 power. I'm still so happy they consolidated. We talked about this in the last.
Yeah, I was gonna say they
the fucking consolidation is so nice. Yeah, big fan.
Used to be 2 lines.
I love this text still the same, but I don't think you need it in Yuru Camp, but it's nice to have. Go for it.
Oh, this is old dude. Who's this? When this attacks, all of your other characters with Rin in its name get 2,000 power.
Yeah, it's not good.
Nope.
0-0 Enna. Let's put it on stage from hand. Choose up to one of your opponent's characters. Send it to memory. Your opponent chooses that card, puts it back in the slot, and when a climax plays in your opponent's climax area, you may send this to stock. It's a blinker if you need a blinker that has like an okay second effect. I don't know if we'll be back in the I don't know if we'll ever be back in the metas where you need blinkers, but
at least it goes to stock.
True. I'll still go to 1 though.
1-0 Rin. When the climax is placed in your climax area, choose one of your characters this turn. It gets 3,000 power. If this attacks a level 2, it gets another 6k.
It's an excuse to make it a 12k. Okay, level 2s.
Yep.
But it's really shitty. You blink the bodyguards. True, you blink the bodyguards. If you're scared of Hammer and Dread. But the problem with this card ends up also being that like if you needed to kill a 2-1 without playing a climax, you're really bad at it. I'd probably give this a 1. I don't like the extra condition on it.
Yeah, the extra condition's pretty bad.
All right. It's 1-0 Rin. During your turn, this gets 3k power. So it's a 6k on turn, 3k off turn with Twin Drive. It's a Twin Driver, I guess.
Yep. That's a card.
We'll give it a 2, I guess. It's okay.
1-0 Anna. When this is placed on the stage from your hand, real top card of your deck. If it's a Yuru Camp character, give one of your characters 2k power. And when you play a climax, choose 2 of your characters, and they get 1,000 power.
It's a lot of power.
Yep, it's a lot of power.
You know, what summons that 1-0 Rin from your deck? I don't think I've seen a card that does it yet. But we'll give this a 1.
I don't know.
Very good, but
no. The card that summons a cost 0 from your deck.
The Brainstorm summoned from deck.
No, not the Brainstorm.
I summoned a level 0. That card was summoned a cost 0.
Oh, is it a level 0?
Yeah, the Anna, the Ino, I mean.
The
Ino is summon a level 0.
Level 0. Okay, no. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I actually don't know what's supposed to trigger that text. Or does it actually say that?
Hand or deck?
I know. I think that's mistranslated. I think this card is just from hand. I don't see the word deck in here.
Yeah, it might be.
I think Kevin stole this from something else that did that, and was just like, yeah. Okay, yeah, that would make more sense. I don't see
that a lot.
Yeah, he does. Just like he fucking mistranslated the Betty event. 0. This is me. 1-1 Emma. When a comic space in your comics area, choose 2 of your characters to get 1k power. Rest as choose 2 of your characters to get 50 power. That's a lot of power. Double 25 power, splittable everywhere.
I'm going to guess that this character is Aoi's sister.
Perhaps. Maybe you should watch it. She got the eyebrows though.
Yeah, I was.
Look how smug she is.
She's
so fucking smug.
She is really smug.
That's a good Rin.
2-1 Rin. When this is placed on stage from your hand, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top of your deck, scry 1. And then on attack, this gets X power. X equals the number of times your opponent's character times 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, this card is actually like, pretty decent, I think, right?
I think this is fine.
It's a 4. If your opponent has a full board, which they probably do, it's a 14k that got to scry you 1. Like, fine.
It's like not the worst of just like killing something.
Yeah,
you really have to kill something.
We need to kill cards sometimes, bro. All right, 2-1 Rin. During your turn, all of your other characters get X power. X equals to the number your character soul times 1,000. Their character soul times 1,000. This is all your characters gain. So it's like, realistically, it's like this gets a 2k pump, and then maybe your other characters get a 2k or a 3k pump.
Lot.
Technically, if you trigger, it can be more too, since it'll get one more soul. This makes your Rin restander, your Neshka restand. This does make your Neshka restander huge. Attacks at natural 4 soul, so you're giving it plus 4k power.
Yeah, it's a lot of power. If you're afraid of memory kick, this is your tech card.
Mm-hmm. And then
2-1 Anna. Level 3 assist, 2k. Then climax combo at the start of your opponent's attack phase. You can discard this pants as long as you have another character to choose one of your opponent's characters, give it -2 soul.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks.
Yeah. It sure
That's
does.
fucking dog shit. Fuck. That's terrible.
Sure does. 1-0 event. Flip over to top 3. Brainstorm 3. Choose a level extra lower Yuru Camp character in your winning room. Add it to hand. X equals the number of Yuru Camp characters since the wing with this effect. Operation Tornado, Warehouse, whatever you want to call it. Perfectly fine event.
Do we really fucking decide this shit and play?
Yeah,
this
you play this card 100%.
Yeah, you just play this to just loop
Bro,
your
bro,
fucking
your deck,
game.
your deck is quite literally like it's bar pants D-side. But instead of just on attack Rondo, it's stock charge Rondo.
Which one of you fuckers out there has a playset? I've been baited. I've been spending so much money on the fucking house. No, these are dude. I literally. So that one slide where I was late, you're like, Carmen, it's your card. It's because I was looking to see if you had any more double rares left, and they're out of fucking Ricky's.
Did it only playsets though?
I don't believe so. Let me scroll down.
If not, you go to the magical Facebook and you say, "Hey,
Brian,"
or you just go to Facebook and say, "Hey, buying a Yuru Camp playset." I'm sure there's some goon that's fiending for that fucking pen sign, bro.
Oh yeah, there is a pen sign, huh?
Yeah, there sure is. This is the first set with a pen sign in it. It is the level 1 Nadeshiko TD.
It might be time.
And there's no promos in this set.
A patented Carmen, sell me your playset.
Yes, the post. Please sell me your playset. I know you have it.
I know you have it. I'm only paying this much.
Yeah, so that is Yuru Camp as a whole. So as a biased person who has been STRs, I forgot those existed, bro. This is the first set with the new pen sign, the ABR pen signs or whatever. These look way better than the STRs, I'm just saying. As the biased person who has had this set pre-ordered for an eternity now, I fucking love Yuru Camp, man. Like, I fucking love Yuru Camp. I'm so happy with this set as a whole. Whether the set is super meta doesn't matter to me. Like, it has good flavor. It has a finisher I'm excited to play. It has perfectly fine level 1 combos. None of them are outstanding, but that's fine too. I don't feel railroaded into playing one deck. You can play, like, the standby stuff looks okay. All the bar shit looks fine. The TD is actually real, which is really nice. Getting to actually have, like, good TD stuff to play with, which means there's more decks. Like, I can build a deck with just the TD shit. Like play the TD deck or whatever. Or X plus Rin bar and not play Tense. You can play no Tense. You can play standby. You can play Tense. Tense seem really fun. There's a nice variety of 10 where you can make an argument to play all of them. Rin waifu, Nadeshiko waifu are both pretty real. Chiaki and Aoi, not so much. Like, it's fine. I think that's like pretty solid. I'm happy with it. What are your thoughts, Carmen, as the non-biased person who had to just sit here and read the set?
Bro, I heckin' love D-side.
Yeah.
That's what got me. I was
D-side, my beloved.
D-side again. I'm totally down with bar pants.
I
normally wouldn't be.
This is
I normally wouldn't be, like, reverse kind of shit, like.
Yeah, that was me when I first saw it too.
The sum of its parts, man. I think it's more than the sum of its parts. The
spring,
the marker compression, dude. The marker compression's so fucking real. Like,
yeah, you get 4. You're staying on 4. Okay, like,
it's 4 extra stock. Like if
legitimately,
if you looked at somebody and they're like, oh, my opponent has like 7 stock, like, they're not that compressed.
I was like.
It stacks up, man. It stacks
up. When I lost to that Itsuki dude, I was shook that I lost to this Itsuki dude, right? I refreshed with like 3 markers, like 8 stock. I didn't have a lot of hand. I only had like 4 or 5 hand, but like I was 3-1, 2 cards in deck. I just fucking died. I'm just like, well, this is unfortunate. But
still, it's like you presented a deck.
Yeah, I had like a pretty for what it was, better. And that game was going pretty shit for me. Like I was like hemorrhaging hand constantly, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I'm playing this game, but I kept playing the game. Yeah, Free and Local's about to go hard in 2 weeks. So true. No, yeah. You play your fucking one of. You play your one of.
Where's your secret play sets, Brian? Hit me up. Where's your secret play set?
That would be very funny. Like the guy with the fucking fern starts going off. Like, yeah, I hate Yuru Camp. That's the kind of shit that would turn me into a no tent player. Like you keep your fucking card away from my tens, bro.
Oh my god, the
Yeah, the
fern.
fern. But at the
The
same time,
fern. Yeah, that's
honestly,
like, bro. It's just like I hate everybody. I'm playing this.
yeah. Like, and honestly though, like, well, one, Chad, you're stupid for playing Jungle Pocket. That card is ass, and I'm gonna stand by that card being ass. The only
Yeah,
reason
yeah.
you ever touch Jungle Pocket is because it has hexproof.
You
That is the
just
only reason.
you just play Tachyon. You suck it up. You just play the old deck. People just
Just
wanted
time
the
to start
deck to
bringing.
be different.
Precone doesn't counter this deck though. If Precone doesn't target a market area, it targets a character on the board and says, "I'm
No,
gonna
no, no,
give
no.
you a
You
marker."
lose. You lose names. You lose the names. He's
What?
talking about the
No,
names.
he's talking about the fucking Owlay, dude.
Oh, or Hawaii.
He's
You
talking
can
about
name nuke the board. Then nothing has tent in name. What are you gonna
yeah,
do?
but then that just means you don't have markers for that turn though. You can't mark on the
That's
turn.
true.
That's fine, Patrick. You're more than free to disagree. I think Jungle Pocket is ass. I think that card is dog fucking garbage. I don't respect anybody playing that deck. I think you only play it because
okay.
hexproof.
I think
Stinky poopy.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Jungle Pocket itself. I think that the opportunity cost to playing Jungle Pocket is that you're not playing majority red. And I literally playing Tachyon, I haven't been overwhelmed with Tachyon so far. And
I mean, Tachyon's like fine, but you get to present lethal at 2-4, like 2-2 sometimes.
It's the fact that yes, you have that for one, but the other thing is that you just get to freely play red, and you actually get to threaten stock swap with your deck that vomits stock. So like stock swapping and doing full combo is like a reasonable thing you can actually do, because you're just like looping Satono Diamond.
That's the only. That's exactly Hanson.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I think you play Jungle Pocket is because you're scared of like the fucking shiny colors playing the -3 soul on you and then making your Tachyon kind of shitty.
I fucking hate shiny colors.
Which is like, it's a real reason to play the card for sure. But like when that card's gone, I don't think Jungle Pocket is worth playing. Jungle Pocket is so much investment. Jungle Pocket reminds me a lot of Itsuki, where it's like when you have the hand to do the thing and you can set up like 8 burn ones. Yeah, you're gaming. Congratulations. You have the fucking nuts. But then as the game progressively gets worse, or like that level 3 turn doesn't pan out the way you wanted it to because you don't have the choice, and now you have to start worrying about digging for the choice on top of getting your other cards. It's like a slow spiral into your finisher becoming more and more mid as like the turn progresses, and it's very frustrating, and I am not a fan of that. I don't respect it at all. Also, yes, Hanson, you can only have 5 markers, but it's at the end of your turn you can only have 5 markers. So on their turn, if they Aoi give you a marker, you just kill your card that they gave a marker to, which they make you neg 1 every turn, which is annoying for sure. But like, who cares? You kill the card to keep your 4 marker 10. Or you only play the 3 marker 10 and you let them Aoi you twice. Yeah, sure, dude, you can Aoi me twice. Who cares? Yeah, it's fine. I mean, not that anybody's gonna play Precon anyway. You're probably losing the game because you're playing Precon.
I just hate shiny colors, man.
Yeah, I mean that deck's dead in a month anyway. So
I know, but it's like
it's just unfortunate we have to deal with it for Nats, but like
yeah, it sucks that we have to deal with it for Nats, and it sucks even more that like okay, this is like based on that Ohio event that I went to, right? A lot of the people that went to that are also people that also go to Nats. The amount of people that brought shiny colors to that 40-person event, like 8 shiny colors and 40 people, 25%.
Okay, have you considered that Ohio and Virginia is a bunch of idlers though?
Okay, but Jason, think about who goes to Nats.
Yeah, a lot of idlers.
Yeah,
hey man.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. You said it. I got you to say it, so I didn't have to say it. That is like, there's gonna be a lot of shiny colors, and that deck is supremely annoying in a way.
It's not oppressive though. Like it's like fine, right? I'd rather play against shiny colors than play against Irons.
It's not that it's overtly oppressive. I hate sitting down against that deck because
you just know it does everything.
Well, it's also brain dead and backpack. I think that pilot like input In the same way I say things about like cats, I think that pilot input in terms of like, you know, someone able to actually finesse a deck to its like top potential. I think that like Shiny Mass is one of those decks where like the floor is just so high.
Yeah, okay. I
Like
will say the floor is high, but I do think there is like a very clear distinction between the competent pilots of Shiny Mass that know that deck and the ones that are just playing the deck because it's broken and trying to be on the merit of that deck. It's kind of like
sure.
it feels
That's any
similarly.
deck in Weiss, but
No. But I think it feels very similar to like an Overlord-esque look when you think about it, where like, yes, you can just play Overlord and you can ride the Ainz Express and see where it takes you, and it can get you probably far enough where you'll win games on the merit of just Ainz saying, "Oh, I stuck a 4, die."
mm-hmm.
But it takes the real pilots with shiny colors that have played the deck enough to navigate through the shitty turns that shiny colors can and will find itself in. Like, I
That's
have
true.
played that
They
deck
can have
enough
some
now
shitty turns.
where you just get to some shitty situations that you have to navigate through with like using your Hioris and like thinking about how to like level swap yourself out of things, deciding to like preemptively potentially like stand by a second Hiyori to the board, knowing you're gonna do that, how you want to do your mono turns, whether you're gonna even stand a if you just blindly go double monos, and like stand a shitter, you're playing the deck wrong. You're playing the
Yeah,
deck
it's not
in the
always
helmet way.
stands.
Like there's a
Sometimes
real
you just
world where
take
you
the
just
stock.
yeah, because you have it like maybe you have an open lane, you have like a soul pump, whatever. You see, you know there's soul trigger on the top of your deck. You can like just 2/2/2 your opponent like you're a 1k1 deck. Stand by to the back row, stock charge 2 cards, and then know that, and then you're like coasting the rest of the game because you have like all this stock now. Because now your Hiyori is free for the next 2 turns because you double stock charge, so you have the hand.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that deck that I will say makes me a lot more interested in it after playing it more. But at the end of the day, yes, I 100% agree. Sometimes that deck just hits those states where you just roll the game without even having to think. You're like, oh damn, I'm so sick. I hit my standby. Here's my double Kokuachino plus Fuyu or like plus Archer. Oh, by the way, my Archer's also a burn 3 because I top check into a burn
Yeah.
3. Here you go. And
This
it's
is all
like,
irrelevant. I got to queue fucking like a Reco for Nets anyway.
yeah, I mean, I'm
Gonna
queuing
have
Yuru Camp.
I'm
So
gonna have Luke sit next to me.
my play right now
Yeah, all my
is
cards for me.
I am queuing Yuru Camp for either LCQ or Nats, guaranteed. If I cannot play Yuru Camp for LCQ because like Brian doesn't make it in time or whatever happens, one of the Canadians said that he'll potentially let me borrow his playset for the day because he won't be there till the Saturday night. But obviously the other Canadians will be, so he'll let me borrow his playset for the Saturday if I want to play it. If it does happen, otherwise, I'll play shiny colors. I'll make the already free LCQ even freer by playing the helmet deck, and then I'll just punt away Nats like I do every other year by playing the deck I want to play because it's fun. So, but I will play Yuru Camp 100%.
I'm still working on like a Echo, man. I don't know what I want to do. I'm pretty sure you just play the old deck with the new cards.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we're not gonna end up talking about like
have a
a
person for that next week.
We're not
we
don't do it.
Okay.
Kevin doesn't want to do. Kevin doesn't like doing premium boosters.
I was gonna
Maybe
say,
there's a world.
I don't think I have time.
Yeah.
Next week.
Also, Kevin doesn't want to stream it all for the next week because he wants to recover to make sure he's okay for Houston. That is why.
That's right.
Because normally we would have, if he was busy today, we would have just postponed this to Monday and done it Monday. But he was specifically like, I'm pretty sure I don't want to talk for 3 hours the next 2 weeks because I want to be okay for Houston, which means ReZero will be delayed till that next Monday or the next Tuesday, probably Wednesday, sometime the week after. Yeah,
it's BCS season. It's understandable. I mean,
because we're going to Houston. Well, I'll be in Houston from that Thursday onwards. Kevin will be in that Houston from that like Wednesday or Thursday onwards. So he won't even be around. But yeah. So we'll take that as it comes. But that is Yuru Camp, everybody. Thank you all for coming and sticking around. Appreciate it. Hope you're as excited as I am for it. Hope maybe get some people to buy it. Obviously the Rickies are gone, but you can still buy the other stuff for now and pick those up later. Or you can be like Carmen and go hunt on Facebook for a playset. I respect it.
Maybe. I'm realizing how many more things I have to buy. It's all
Nothing.
setting in. No, so much more.
No,
The house
nothing.
is so
Trust.
empty. No. I gotta hope I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping Brian gets it in
Yeah, me
time
too.
to bring it up to Rochester. I think it'll be
Alrighty.
fun.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, friends. That is all for tonight. Have a good rest of your night. Bye bye.